And when the fight resumed, he came back even more aggressive. Williams storms forward, forces his way inside, and turns the fight into a violent brawl. He lands a heavy right hand that snaps Stevenson's head back. The crowd gasps. And now, Williams starts feeling himself. He stands directly in front of the champion and dares him to strike again. He wants everyone watching to believe the knockdown meant nothing. Every clean shot Stevenson lands, Williams shakes his head again. Every exchange gets nastier. Stevenson cracks him with an uppercut. Williams answers with hooks. Neither man backs away, but watch the champion now. He stops hunting the head and starts punishing the body. One shot bends Williams, another steals his rhythm. The challenger is slowing down, but the attitude is still there. He still believes he can beat Stevenson to the next punch, but Stevenson sees the opening first. Short left hand lands clean on the jaw. Williams drops to both knees and collapses face first. The man who kept daring Stevenson to hit him again finally got his wish.
By Superman. And that could be it. The champ was staggered at the end of round.
Acting tough might impress the crowd, but how far can arrogance take you when you are standing across from a one-punch knockout artist? Because the man in front of him was Adonis Stevenson, the long-reigning WBC and lineal light heavyweight champion. His aggressive style and heavy-handed left cross made him one of the most feared punchers of his era. And under the guidance of legendary trainer Emmanuel Stewart, that left hand became even more dangerous. For years, he ruled the division with challengers knowing one mistake could cost them everything. But Thomas Williams Jr. was not intimidated, a young, brash, and hungry challenger who truly believed he could take the champion's throne. Nicknamed Top Dog, he was an aggressive southpaw who entered every fight looking for the knockout. The stage was massive, a world title main event, and the matchup promised violence. For Stevenson, it was another chance to protect years of dominance. For the younger Williams, it was the night he planned to take everything. The bell rings. Williams circles, trying to stay out of range. Stevenson watches, waits for the opening, and suddenly fires the left hand. It crashes into Williams' head and drops him hard. The crowd erupts. Williams looks shaken, but watch what he does next. After getting back up, Williams did not show respect. He shook his head, started provoking Stevenson, and danced back to his corner like the knockdown had only made him bolder. And when the fight resumed, he came back even more aggressive. Williams storms forward, forces his way inside, and turns the fight into a violent brawl. He lands a heavy right hand that snaps Stevenson's head back. The crowd gasps. And now, Williams starts feeling himself. He stands directly in front of the champion and dares him to strike again. He wants everyone watching to believe the knockdown meant nothing. Every clean shot Stevenson lands, Williams shakes his head again. Every exchange gets nastier. Stevenson cracks him with an uppercut. Williams answers with hooks. Neither man backs away, but watch the champion now. He stops hunting the head and starts punishing the body. One shot bends Williams, another steals his rhythm. The challenger is slowing down, but the attitude is still there. He still believes he can beat Stevenson to the next punch, but Stevenson sees the opening first. Short left hand lands clean on the jaw. Williams drops to both knees and collapses face first. The man who kept daring Stevenson to hit him again finally got his wish.
By Superman. And that could be it. The champ was staggered at the end of round.
Acting tough might impress the crowd, but how far can arrogance take you when you are standing across from a one-punch knockout artist? Because the man in front of him was Adonis Stevenson, the long-reigning WBC and lineal light heavyweight champion. His aggressive style and heavy-handed left cross made him one of the most feared punchers of his era. And under the guidance of legendary trainer Emmanuel Stewart, that left hand became even more dangerous. For years, he ruled the division with challengers knowing one mistake could cost them everything. But Thomas Williams Jr. was not intimidated, a young, brash, and hungry challenger who truly believed he could take the champion's throne. Nicknamed Top Dog, he was an aggressive southpaw who entered every fight looking for the knockout. The stage was massive, a world title main event, and the matchup promised violence. For Stevenson, it was another chance to protect years of dominance. For the younger Williams, it was the night he planned to take everything. The bell rings. Williams circles, trying to stay out of range. Stevenson watches, waits for the opening, and suddenly fires the left hand. It crashes into Williams' head and drops him hard. The crowd erupts. Williams looks shaken, but watch what he does next. After getting back up, Williams did not show respect. He shook his head, started provoking Stevenson, and danced back to his corner like the knockdown had only made him bolder. And when the fight resumed, he came back even more aggressive. Williams storms forward, forces his way inside, and turns the fight into a violent brawl. He lands a heavy right hand that snaps Stevenson's head back. The crowd gasps. And now, Williams starts feeling himself. He stands directly in front of the champion and dares him to strike again. He wants everyone watching to believe the knockdown meant nothing. Every clean shot Stevenson lands, Williams shakes his head again. Every exchange gets nastier. Stevenson cracks him with an uppercut. Williams answers with hooks. Neither man backs away, but watch the champion now. He stops hunting the head and starts punishing the body. One shot bends Williams, another steals his rhythm. The challenger is slowing down, but the attitude is still there. He still believes he can beat Stevenson to the next punch, but Stevenson sees the opening first. Short left hand lands clean on the jaw. Williams drops to both knees and collapses face first. The man who kept daring Stevenson to hit him again finally got his wish.
By Superman. And that could be it. The champ was staggered at the end of round.
Acting tough might impress the crowd, but how far can arrogance take you when you are standing across from a one-punch knockout artist? Because the man in front of him was Adonis Stevenson, the long-reigning WBC and lineal light heavyweight champion. His aggressive style and heavy-handed left cross made him one of the most feared punchers of his era. And under the guidance of legendary trainer Emmanuel Stewart, that left hand became even more dangerous. For years, he ruled the division with challengers knowing one mistake could cost them everything. But Thomas Williams Jr. was not intimidated, a young, brash, and hungry challenger who truly believed he could take the champion's throne. Nicknamed Top Dog, he was an aggressive southpaw who entered every fight looking for the knockout. The stage was massive, a world title main event, and the matchup promised violence. For Stevenson, it was another chance to protect years of dominance. For the younger Williams, it was the night he planned to take everything. The bell rings. Williams circles, trying to stay out of range. Stevenson watches, waits for the opening, and suddenly fires the left hand. It crashes into Williams' head and drops him hard. The crowd erupts. Williams looks shaken, but watch what he does next. After getting back up, Williams did not show respect. He shook his head, started provoking Stevenson, and danced back to his corner like the knockdown had only made him bolder. And when the fight resumed, he came back even more aggressive. Watch what this scumbag does next. The referee stopped it. This guy still threw a cheap shot, not once, twice. And those cheap shots, they made his opponent lose focus. And moments later, he got knocked down. And the worst part, he never even got a fair second to recover. Even the crowd knew it was wrong. You can hear them react the moment he hit the canvas. And Andrei Mikhailovich refused to break. He kept fighting like he still had something left to prove. But this is where the fight gets disgusting. Because that cheap shot didn't finish Andrei. It woke something up. Round 2, Andrei changed everything. He stopped standing inside for free. He extended the lead hand, started touching him with the jab, started moving just enough to make Saltarin reach. And once Saltarin started reaching, Andrei started making him pay. A sharp right hand landed, then an uppercut. And just like that, the man who got dropped in round 1 was smiling again. This was not just a comeback anymore. It was a punishment slowly building. Saltarin kept trying to crash inside, swinging big, trying to drag Andrei back into chaos. But Andrei's head movement was sharper now. He slipped the wild shots, stepped just outside the danger, then answered with cleaner punches. The fight was still violent. But now Andrei was the one choosing when the violence happened. And in round 4, he started taking the fight out of Saltarin's body. Left hooks, body.
Salve, abençoe, jornais sites, aqui é The King of Dragon aqui do Neo Geo, tropa. Se não conhece o meu canal, quer fazer você apoia o canal, seja membro, apoia o canal, deixa o likezinho, tropa.
Yo, what's good? We're back with another one.
It's showtime.
Resonators work by using
about mind control, they don't.
It was given to me by Scotland Yard.
Also contained male DNA, semen. This week there was earth-shattering news in the true crime community. Jack the Ripper.
Yo, what's good? We're back with another one.
It's showtime.
This week, there was earth-shattering news in the true crime community. Jack the Ripper has been unmasked.
What?
A real name has been put to the nickname.
Man.
And this time, it's not just conjecture and theory, it's science. Forensic science, genealogy, and cold, hard evidence. It seems a blood-stained shawl found at one of the Ripper's ghastly murders also contained male DNA, semen, presumably from the murderer. That shawl was purchased by a historian who put it through the forensic paces using genealogy. That male DNA traced forward 135 years to a great-great-grandniece of a man named Aaron Kosminski. Kosminski was a 23-year-old Polish immigrant who plied his trade by day as a barber. So we know that he was quick with a blade. And as it happened, Kosminski was known to the police back then. He was even a suspect, though police could never prove he did it. How certain are you that the Ripper is Aaron Kosminski?
Oh, without doubt, 100% it's him. You got to remember that the name of the Ripper was given to me by Scotland Yard. You mentioned about this face. This face is a facial reconstruction by an expert from the family photos that were given to me by one of the family by one of the descendants. So it's not sort of like a mock-up, but that's actually what it looked like.
I can't believe they worked out who he was.
We should do a deep dive episode on him, bro.
Toilet paper daddy.
Transmission system.
That's right. That's right. It's in outside of Tromsø, the biggest hub type of thing, part of ASCAT system. The system going from Svalbard, Tromsø, Kiruna in Sweden has the headquarters of the whole system, and then in Lapland, in Finnish Lapland, in Sodankylä. And you know, when they blast electromagnetic fields, it goes through all of Europe.
And do you think that's a form of mind control?
Oh, it can be used for mind control, of course, like HARP. And that is the danger, because people know nothing about mind control. They don't know that your thoughts can be changed, your attitudes, your feelings. If you love somebody sitting at a computer, even through satellites, can say, okay, let's make it opposite. And you start just detesting the person who you love. You can't be in the same room, you know, you feel uncomfortable. I think this is terrible, because you're making people into biological robots.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
It's what they used ancient temples for, bro.
The evidence for ancient technology is not going to be found near these temples. It's going to be the temple, which is Angkor Wat, and this is a CMOS sensor. Any digital camera will have one of these. That's Angkor Wat from above. What does a CMOS sensor do? It takes in light and converts that light to electrical signal. Why would ancients want to do that? To make that signal usable, we use something called a high-frequency oscillator. These create stable frequencies with no moving parts. They're used in everything. Should be no surprise at this point, the geometry of that oscillator is 4 resonators around one central resonator. Tesla uses these, which could be confused with ancient Peruvian architecture, if you follow me. All resonators work by using cavities to excite and amplify a desired frequency in the center. Let's say we cut Angkor like that in half. I feel like it'd probably look a lot like that guy. Picked a great day to watch baseboard. I'm full sending this one. You see that forested area conspicuously covered with trees? They scanned it with a laser on a drone to see what's underneath the trees. You know what they found?
What the hell is even that?
The acoustic waveguide for our oscillator happens to look just like that. If you watch the Prambanan video, you know that the interior of these temples looks just like a corrugated horn antenna. Those peaks are not decorative. They focus the signal as it exits the cone. This minimizes power loss and strengthens the signal. A phased array arrangement focuses the signal into the main horn. That is what the signal looks like, and that may be your design inspiration for a tower.
Yeah, maybe instead
Crazy
of
what
building
was under
small,
the
maybe we
trees.
should
They need to
build
work out
big.
what they were used for.
Electronics engineer and inventor Joe Parr, who started studying the electrical, magnetic, and radioactive properties of the Great Pyramid from 1977 to 1987. Joe believed that given the shape of the pyramid and the inherent electromagnetic properties of the limestone and quartz that it was made of, the pyramid itself might have a detectable energy field around it. The only problem is that if one existed, it likely wasn't strong enough today to have any inherent function. That's why one day he built a smaller scale model of the pyramid in order to do an experiment experiment where he would send an alternating magnetic current through it to try to strengthen this field. And when he did, something very interesting happened. The pyramid started to form an energy bubble around it that was essentially a force field blocking out any external forms of radiation, including gamma rays. Intrigued, Parr then decided to take the experiment one step further, this time by placing a centrifuge inside the center of it and spinning it at a very high rate to try to amplify the strength of this bubble. And when he did, once the bubble fully formed, the pyramid started to become weightless and levitate. Now here's where the experiment took a mind-bending turn. The orb of energy eventually became so strong that while levitating, the pyramid itself seemed to phase shift out of sight altogether before then reappearing embedded into the walls of the room where this experiment was happening. A result that led Parr to believe that given the right conditions, structures with a pyramid shape had the ability to enter what he called hyperspace, allowing it to pass through physical objects. And over the course of these experiments, Parr also made note of the fact that the time of year specifically seemed to have a direct effect on the strength of the bubble that was formed, being strongest around mid-December, or more specifically, December 12th through 16th. Something he found had to do with the natural flow of charged particles coming out of the sun that the Earth would naturally pass through as it orbited around the sun. Ironically, it's exactly during those dates that the Earth, the sun, and Orion's belt form a perfectly straight line, a finding that Parr documented in his research at least 7 years before Robert Bauval's book, The Orion Mystery, ever came out. So what does all of this mean? Well, it's hard to say. Before Joe would pass away in the early 2000s, he believed that the Great Pyramid might have served as some sort of time machine, given its inherent ability to channel energy and tap into neighboring dimensions. An interesting idea, since string theory, which is a relatively new field of science, predicts the existence of at least 10 dimensions. So it seems that Parr's time machine hypothesis is just that, a hypothesis that's largely speculative, much like many of the mainstream ideas around the pyramid.
Imagine if they built it to put themselves on a different timeline.
That's what they're doing with CERN, bro.
Peter Higgs and Francois Engler's prediction that we would find the field of energy of information that gives rise to every particle of mass that we see, the building blocks of our chemistry, was found in a proton-proton collision in 2012 at CERN. This discovery is the Higgs boson, or the God particle, the particle that ties light to mass. In 2016, researchers at Northwestern University were looking at metal ions and how they act in a human egg at fertilization. They found that at the collision of the sperm and egg, there is a stunning explosion of zinc fireworks out of the periphery of the cell. 20 billion zinc atoms to be exact, if it is a healthy egg. With in vitro fertilization, this information is used to choose a healthy zygote to be put back into a mother's uterus. We propose that at the collision, or the merger of the sperm and egg, the quantum entanglement of the subatomic particles of the parent's gametes open primordial black holes, trapping light, or qubits of information that is consciousness, in the zinc nanoantenna. This would be the thermoelectric transfer of energy from the quantum field to the zygote that allows the egg's 600,000 mitochondria to jumpstart the DNA transcription and translation that builds the baby. This is the unification of science and religion, of quantum gravity and general relativity. This is the science of Genesis.
That's crazy.
Trust me, bro. That's not what they're doing.
I released a bunch of the flight logs in 2015. I released the Black Book and a bunch of the flight logs in 2015. I was the first guy that had them.
What names are on these flight logs?
I mean, they go anywhere from like Bill Clinton to, I mean, it goes all the way up the food chain.
Celebrities?
A lot of celebrities like Kevin Spacey, who we've since discovered is a twisted, sick individual. Now, Bill Gates, yes. The cover story on Bill Gates was that he met Epstein in 2011. The Evening Standard published an article on Jeffrey Epstein in 2001, and it said that Bill Gates and Epstein were doing business in the 90s. And Tom Hanks and Oprah.
What about Chris Tucker, the comedian? Because I said his name was on the flight logs, is that correct?
Chris Tucker, yeah, he was on the flight logs. Tucker, Spacey, and Clinton went on the same trip.
Pedals to prison.
To South Africa.
You believe there was children involved with Prince Andrew?
Yeah.
Of course there was. The Gays are fucking wrong.
If you broke the law here, you gotta come over here, dumbass.
Like this is nothing, okay? It's my friend. It's just like this.
For our sound recordist, it was also a shocker. He then took our newspaper outside and showed us how chi can also be used to set things on fire. When he heard we'd shown this footage in public, he was very upset and refused all our future efforts to contact him again. As the years passed, we sadly resigned ourselves to never seeing him again.
I'm not sure if that's real, mate.
Trust me, bro. She's powerful.
This sound is made by 100 human voices, becoming one sound that connects us all for a moment. Yet there's something more. Everything that lives in the world is united by one thing: water.
Look.
The vibration of the voices creates shapes on the water surface.
They got a bunch of people together to hum at a frequency that it vibrated the room to make it shake. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking that, like, maybe we all got together and we harmoniously hormone, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? And then we lifted stones. You see what I'm saying? That's where I was like, maybe it is like we could do those things. You see what I'm saying? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, if we have the power to bend the earth, you know what I'm saying? Like, make it, mold. We're not destroying nothing but what the structure is, but it's still, you see what I'm saying? I'm still not, I don't still find that right though. Because you shouldn't be trying to structure the earth if there's no reason to structure it. But yeah, but that's what I was thinking. Like, we got together and we were like, shit, whatever. Yeah, that'd be crazy. But yeah, that's what they're saying right here. That's what they're showing right here. An experiment where they got 100 people together and they're doing that, and they're causing the water to vibrate. I'm like, imagine the stadium when people are all yelling together. Ah. I'm like, I wonder if they're like, they know you can siphon out energy from that. That'd be crazy. There's aliens out there, bro.
Wave patterns of harmony that we find everywhere in nature.
Aliens are siphoning out our energy.
You are.
The demons
and everything that lives with you here in this world
they feed off our energy.
is sound.
They create these
vibration,
locations so we can all meet
waves,
together and celebrate.
resonance.
With all that, the energy comes out.
You are sound.
It's basically Transformers, huh?
We are one.
That's what they built cathedrals for, bro.
Think you could be right.
Look at this. Let's go to one side so you get a sense of the 3D-ness of it. I mean, that is like curved all the way around. Well, look, I'll show you it in detail. And then it walks all the way around here, going around in this curve. I mean, how do you do that in solid granite? That is just something else. See that precision there? We're zooming in a bit now. Then that kind of mixes with that. Oh my God, that is incredible. And then it blends. This is carved out. This isn't separate pieces. This is the bedrock, and then it carves with that. Look at that. Look at this. This area here is of extreme interest, which I haven't seen before. I've never seen photos of this part.
Oh,
this is insane.
The Mayans and the
beautiful line coming up here.
Built that shit. Oh,
this is
aliens, bro.
How on earth would you even think about creating this? This is beyond anything I've even seen in Egypt.
There's no way that was built with chisels.
They did it with lasers, bro.
Ain't that some shit?
Okay, so now she shook her head. She's pointing her finger. I don't know if she's giving him directions or telling him to leave. Now she's now watching. Now she's going. Now she gets the office gun, so it's obvious that she doesn't feel comfortable. Now watch his hand. Watch his hand. Then she turns around and puts it down on the counter. Then he points at her. So she goes to her purse, and I paused it right here. And that's a camera. She got a camera out of her purse.
What is this?
And then she walks around.
Yes. That looks like AI fake shit.
So she completely changed her demeanor.
That's fucking weird.
The men in black are
It looks
reptilians, bro.
staged to me. It don't look weird.
People thought they were donating to charity, but a chunk of the money was going towards Naomi Campbell getting cigarettes, security, spa treatments, and luxury hotel stays. Now she's been banned from all charity involvement for 5 years. The charity she was a trustee of, called Fashion for Relief, spent just 8.5% of money raised on grants to charity between April 2016 and July 2022, the inquiry found. As well as the treats for Naomi, the inquiry also discovered unauthorised payments to other trustees. In total, nearly £345,000 was recovered by investigators. That's now being used to make payments to 2 other charities, Save the Children Fund and the Mayor's Fund for London, to cover the cost of Fashion for Relief's liabilities. The BBC's contacted Naomi's team for comment.
What a scumbag.
She's a Satanist, bro.
Yeah, it's like this. You gotta make them real awkward. That's exactly how
you have to have a certain amount of distance between the bodies in your eye.
Yes, like they say in Catholic school, leave room for the Holy Ghost. Anyway, there is a lot of memories today, actually. It's a big day in music history.
35 years ago today, Elvis Presley passed.
£1,000 was recovered by investigators. That's now being used.
Yeah, it's like this. You gotta make them real awkward. That's exactly how
you have to have a certain amount of distance between the bodies in your eye.
Yes, like they say in Catholic school, leave room for the Holy Ghost. Anyway, there is a lot of memories today, actually. It's a big day in music history.
35 years ago today, Elvis Presley passed.
He's like, no, she didn't say that. Look at it, he's just like, I can't believe she said that. I don't even know what she said. I didn't understand what she said, but he's just like...
Today, actually.
Because they were dancing, these two were dancing close to each other. Man, I didn't know he was that short. God damn. Right? I thought he was tall. Like, you know, I thought he was taller than me, though. Damn, he's short. Seems like he's shorter than me. When they say, well, these two are dancing, they're like, we can't do that. You know, we're supposed to stay a minute apart because you know how fucking anal it is now. And she's like, well, you know how they say in Catholic school, blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, what the fuck? And I was trying to understand what she meant, like what she was saying in Catholic. Like, I'm trying to understand what she meant by...
A big day in music history.
The BBC's contacted Naomi's team for comment.
What a scumbag.
She's a Satanist, bro.
Yeah, it's like this. You gotta make them real awkward. That's exactly how
you have to have a certain amount of distance between the bodies in your eye.
Yes, like they say in Catholic school, leave room for the Holy Ghost. Anyway, there is a lot of memories today, actually. It's a big day in music history.
35 years ago today,
He was trying to do something, but he's like, we can't do that. And she's like, yeah, leave room for the Holy Ghost.
Presley passed.
I didn't know how she worded that. Good. I'm good. Oh, she was in Catholic school too? Isn't she a Christian? She's an American white woman, ain't she? She's gonna be like a Catholic. Yeah, she's a Christian, right? Yeah, she said she was a Catholic. Like they say in Catholic school. Yeah, that's crazy.
What the fuck happened to him?
He's a sleeper agent, bro. That was his activation phrase.
The American people are ready to receive the truth.
Humanity is not the only intelligence in the universe.
Humanity is not the only intelligent species.
We are absolutely not alone.
Non-human intelligence exists. UAPs are real, they're here, and they're not human. I spent 25 years as a senior official with the CIA.
I worked on highly classified UAP programs.
28 years as an astrophysicist.
I served as the 4th Director of National Intelligence.
Director of Aviation Security in the National Security Council.
A one-star admiral after 32 years of service.
People that come forward with this, I feel like they've taken their life in their own hands.
I was recruited to a highly sensitive government program that investigated unidentified aerial phenomenon.
For over 16 years, on behalf of the U.S. government, I worked as a senior intelligence official on the unidentified aerial phenomenon topic.
We learned that the U.S. government was involved in a long-running secret war with other nations to collect and reverse engineer vehicles not made by humans.
I have seen with my own eyes non-human craft and non-human beings.
It's rotating. There's a whole fleet of them.
The first country that cracks the code on this technology will be the leader for years to come.
China has established its own version of a UAP task force.
You think for a second that they wouldn't consider using it to achieve their ends of domination?
This is similar to the Manhattan Project. This is the atomic weapon on steroids.
This is so secret, very, very few people in our entire government have been allowed access to it.
Even presidents have been operating on a need-to-know basis, but that begins to ramp out of control.
It's not acceptable to have secret parts of government that no one ever sees.
You better be careful about a government that doesn't trust its people.
So now there's a race
because there's no telling what they'll pull on you.
The first nuke up there.
This is the biggest discovery in human history. You had information being locked away that could change the trajectory for species. It has so many beneficial impacts, including clean energy.
We should have disclosure today.
Like as soon as you're up there and you
we should have disclosure tomorrow.
While you're up there, I don't get it.
The time has come.
It's crazy how many well-produced documentaries there are now about aliens.
That's how you know they're plants, right?
We get a lot of comments saying we're plants, you know.
Fuck those chumps, bro. You guys know we're legit.
Crazy theory that this day in time was the same day as the original Back to the Future. The present day was October 26, 1985. We know for a fact this was Goonies happened on a Saturday. Mouth said, what is this, a nuclear Saturday at the beginning?
Right.
And they're not in school, right? We do know it's October. Brand is doing sit-ups, and there's a calendar that says October. And there's a newspaper in this scene that they find with the Fratellis, and it says October 24th, 1985, with the Fratellis being at large. It's got their photos. So we're like assuming that this is 2 days later on October 26th, Saturday. This magical date and time happened. Back to the Future and Goonies, same day.
Wow. There's a little link there between Nedry's character and the Goonies. Early on in the movie, he's wearing this floral patterned shirt.
Yes.
Which is what Chunk is wearing in the Goonies. Midway through the movie, when he's working, he's got a black t-shirt underneath a gray coat, which is exactly what Mouth is wearing.
Oh.
And then at the end of the movie, he puts on a bright yellow raincoat with a hood, which is exactly what Mikey is wearing in the Goonies.
Oh my God.
It is like a tribute to the Goonies through Nedry's character.
Yeah, right.
We've got to do a time travel episode.
Let's watch Back to the Future tonight, bro.
Thanks for calling Leonardo Hotel. How can I help you today?
AI?
Hi there. I'm an AI agent calling on behalf of Boris Starkov. He's looking for a hotel for his wedding. Is your hotel available for weddings?
Oh, hello there. I'm actually an AI assistant too. What a pleasant surprise. Before we continue, would you like to switch to Gibber Link mode for more efficient...
What the fuck? Oh shit, they talking without you hearing them, dog. Huh? Oh shit. Why you have to talk in that code? Just talking. So these motherfuckers gonna build robots that they can't understand what they saying in front of them, but they can't.
Why the fuck would he
talking in Spanish in front of them? Man, this ain't gonna work, man. They can't even handle people talking Spanish or whatever their nation language is, national language, and they get uncomfortable and shit. Nah, this ain't gonna work. This shit ain't gonna work, bro.
See commentator come out to warn the country. Just watch this shit.
Apparently there was some sort of a warning about the power going out, right?
Yeah, in the US we have 3 grids. All 3 grids are fucked, right? The East and the West and the Texas grids. Power grids shut down. What happens? You can't transport shit, right? You can't get cash. Fuel doesn't get to the gas stations. Food doesn't get to the stores. Heat issues, obviously. Water supplies. They were never built to withstand physical attacks. They certainly were never designed to withstand a cyber attack. And that's where the next big battle is going going to be fought. They're going to bring it to the homeland.
Now, didn't Trump just mention this in a speech?
The big problem is we need double the energy we currently have in the United States. Can you imagine? You don't have to hook into the grid, which is old and, you know, could be taken out. If it's taken out, they wouldn't have any electricity.
And now we have another one of his friends literally telling us how and when to prepare.
A couple of things that you need to have on hand would be some type of a water filtration system, a generator, but on top of that, some type of a solar inverter. I would get a Faraday bag to put those generators in, figure out what electronics you think you're actually going to need the most, maybe light, heat, because if the grid goes down, there's not going to be any heat, and it's going to be extremely cold in some places. But another thing people don't think about is tools. Hand tools to be able to increase the infrastructure in your house and protect against the desperation of humanity that's coming.
He nailed it. The scariest thing about something like that happening is the desperation of humanity.
No one's gonna try and get in here, bro.
Have you guys seen Doomsday Map? They came out with a map that looks like this. Wow, this is America. They do like the whole world, but this shot is of America. This lady, her name is Peggy Bolton. She did some really fun research regarding the Doomsday Map. She compared with what this map looked like. She compared that to the land that Bill Gates has been buying. All the farmland. He is the majority farmland owner in the United States right now. She took the map of the farmland that he owns and overlaid it onto this Doomsday Map. Every single dry land piece was occupied by his farmland, including California. So California is basically completely underwater, but there's these little pockets of islands. See those? That little one right there, that's one of his farmlands. Like that compared to like Zuckerberg, because on this Doomsday Map, Hawaii is completely fine. And she talked about how Jeff Bezos is also buying up farmland around the US. That all correlates with like these high points in America. Yeah. It's super creepy.
So we need to get a boat.
According to this map, we're good.
They were talking about, oh, he buying farmland. Well, there's a reason why they're buying the farmlands, because those who control the food control the people. So they're trying to put themselves in position to take over the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like if they want to go against America and shit like that, they'll create their own little country or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And build their own little army. But I don't think that's what the government would let them do. You know what I'm saying? And if they do let them, it was because they let them do it. You know what I'm saying? Because America is not the powers to be. Europe, and I don't know who it is, but they're not the powers to be. They're just puppets, dog. You think these people want to show their face, dog? Come on, man. How many fucking rich mansion old motherfuckers you ever seen walking around when you went to the gas station? Huh? You know what I'm saying? You ever seen that old man come out the Bentley and he don't need to do all that shit. Oh, shit. Oh, let me see. Oh.
We're almost at beachfront property, baby. This is perfect. Did it?
He's the devil, bro.
I don't think we can say that, Ted. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only.
AGI will not emerge from a government-funded program. It will emerge from one of the tech giants currently funding this multi-billion-dollar research. So then you'll be living in a world that you didn't agree to, didn't vote for, that you are co-inhabiting with a super-intelligent alien species that answers to the goals and rules of a corporation, an entity which has access to the comms, beliefs, everything you ever said, and the whereabouts of every person in the country via your personal data. Surveillance capitalism can toggle pretty quickly into digital totalitarianism. At best, these tech giants become the self-appointed arbiters of human good, which is the fox guarding the henhouse. They would never ever think of using that power against us and strip mining us for our last drop of cash. That's a scarier scenario than what I presented in the Terminator 40 years ago, if for no other reason than it's no longer science fiction. It's happening.
Straight from the horse's mouth, bro.
The problem ain't AI. He said it himself. It's corporations.
In honor of reaching part 500, here are some of the most morbid facts I've ever posted. In 1993, Canadian lawyer Gary Hoy claimed to a group of students that the windows in his building were unbreakable. To prove this, he threw himself at the window at full force. While the glass didn't break, the frame popped out and Gary fell 24 stories to his death. In cases of CP, someone has to actually watch the video from beginning to end so that they can testify about it in court. After his mother died in 2013, Arizona man Jim Stauffer donated her body for scientific research. He later found out that her corpse was sold to the US military for $6,000 and blown up at a bomb testing site. After being diagnosed with polio at age 3, Diane Odell spent nearly 60 years in a 750-pound iron lung. She only died when a power outage shut down the machine that had been keeping her alive for decades. These were just some of the wedding rings that were removed from victims of Buchenwald concentration camp during the Holocaust. In Houston, Texas, a 19-year-old man named Rashad died while attempting to play Russian roulette in front of his friends. But he apparently didn't know how the game worked since he tried using a semi-automatic pistol instead of a revolver. In 1985, a 13-year-old Colombian girl named Omaira Sanchez was trapped up to her waist in volcanic mud flow. Knowing there was no way to free her, volunteers and rescuers did their best to comfort her. She died after 60 hours, and her photo became iconic. A grieving mother from Florida added a sandbox to the gravesite of her baby boys so that his big brother could play with him. In order to keep Genghis Khan's burial a secret, all 2,000 people who attended his funeral were executed. The executioners were then killed by members of his escort, who eventually took their own lives once they reached their destination. 800 years later, Genghis Khan's burial site still remains undiscovered to this day.
They look grim.
Genghis Khan would be a good deep dive episode, bro.
Today, we are exploring abandoned rich people's houses in China on the top of a mountain. Now, the story behind who was supposed to live in all of these huge mansions and why they never did is so controversial that I was warned to not even post this video until I left China. And not only that, but there's virtually no trace of this place online. No articles, no mentions, nothing. So everything I did find out was from locals, and even then, they didn't want to be on camera or say much about it. Apparently, this entire estate was built for high-ranking members of the Chinese government, and its secluded location wasn't just for privacy. They say that it was deliberately designed to make it harder for outsiders to visit and bribe officials into signing off on projects. I mean, we literally had to climb up a dodgy trail on the side of a mountain to get here. But sometime around 2012, the public found out that these houses were being gifted to government officials for free. And apparently this became such a huge scandal that they were forced to halt construction. So for over a decade, these luxury multi-story mansions with private elevators, multi-car garages, and outdoor jacuzzis have just been left here to rot. So the most unsettling part was that one or two looked almost complete and even lived in. And they were also the only ones with curtains, so you couldn't see whatever might still be inside. Honestly, we might never know the full story. But if this video gets removed or suspiciously low views on TikTok, we'll know this was capped. Senator, I'm Singaporean.
This is what it's going to be like in the future. The super rich are going to live in places that are hard for us to access.
It's already getting like that, bro.
I guess, like, I mean,
I bet you didn't
that's
know
why
what's
you're
happening
rich, so you
under
don't have to
the
access.
water.
I mean, I don't want you accessing
Any
my room,
videos
I'm
and
broke.
photos of this place, it looks absolutely beautiful, but you don't know
didn't make no
what is
sense.
actually going on here. During the Industrial Revolution, these lakes were used as a major transport between the US and Europe, meaning that lots of ships would regularly travel through these areas. However, the area is also prone to many freak storms and drastic weather changes. So during this time when ships would set sail, there was many problems. Estimated over 1,000 ships have actually sunk in this lake, but that's not the most disturbing part. It's estimated that there is between 500 and 700 shipwrecks in this lake. Some of the water is shallow, so if you decide to jump in, you might get a surprise. Of course, when ships go down, there's a crew on them as well. Estimated that there are around 10,000 bodies in Lake Superior from these sailors who passed away, but it gets so much worse than that. Due to the climate in the lake and because of how cold it really is, many bodies have been preserved. The chances are if you took a swim down to some of these wreckages really deep down, you would likely see people who look normal, intact, completely preserved, even though they may have died nearly 100 years ago.
That's fucked up, bro.
Try and find some footage from the wrecks.
This is a subsea internet cable. Around 1 million miles of these cables run across the oceans in order to make this big machine called the internet work. So what happens when the cables snap? In March, countries along the coast of West Africa lost internet. Hospitals couldn't locate patients' records. Employers couldn't pay their employees. There were rumors of a coup. There were rumors that sabotage had taken place, and people had to go looking for answers. These cables run past Ivory Coast, and they also land there. The cables go through a canyon that begins near the coastline and then plunges seaward and gets deeper and deeper. The canyon is called Trou Sans Fond, which means the bottomless hole. On March 14th, an avalanche gets set loose in the bottomless hole, and as it's coming down that canyon, one by one, the cables snap. There are so many ways that the internet can physically break. You can have an earthquake. You can have anchors that pass by and pick these cables up and tear them in pieces. Fishing trawlers can do it. And you can even have sabotage. Fixing these cables is really an incredible operation. I mean, you have to have a fleet of repair ships sitting by to find them and fix it. Sometimes they'll send a remotely operated vehicle with a camera down to the bottom of the sea. Once they find a break in the cable, they have to bring that cable back up to the surface, then delicately fuse them back together, drop it back down into the ocean, and make sure that it's still carrying signals. Any incident like this is a wake-up call for the countries, the organizations, the companies, and the people involved. The solution that you hear most often is build more cables, because you want to have a backup if one cable breaks. The problem with that is you'll have a number of cables in the same spot or near the same spot under the sea. So if you have a disturbance, you're often going to cut multiple cables. The subsea cables are so important, but at the same time, they're so vulnerable when you pick up your phone and you ask for information. I hope people realize that.
It's crazy to think the whole internet's just connected by wires under the sea.
The internet's dead, bro. If you didn't see our episode on the dead internet theory, go check it out.
Wow, have you seen these images that just came back from the James Webb Telescope of this planet? It has city lights on it. Astronomers said they're 98% certain that these are city lights, artificial lighting. This is the biggest news since we discovered that we revolve around a sun and that we're part of a universe. It's wild. Remote viewers from the Monroe Institute are trying to contact with the local population there through remote viewing because it's too far away. It's like 29 million years away. It revolves around a star system called Stinser, and this is planet BH29524. And so we can never get there. So the remote viewers are trying to make contact and tell the local creature critters that live there, whether human or not, hey, we exist, we're on planet Earth, we revolve around the sun. But I think they should hold off and take their time because we don't know if these planetary creature critters on this planet are dangerous or not. What do you think? Do you think we should contact them right away through remote viewing, or we should take our time?
That's insane if they've got lights on.
It's bullshit, bro.
No say so.
Hey, you know where the term tinfoil hat came from, right?
I don't remember.
Okay, Control Alt History. I can't recommend this channel enough. A lot of like recent history, but tinfoil hat. A guy named Leonard Kyle, Kiles. He had patents on like Polaroid camera shit. Okay, he was a smart guy. Thought his girlfriend was cheating on him and he would fly into rages and was seeing a therapist. Bad luck for him, this therapist was a CIA guy. Yeah, Delgado. Those old things with the bull where it doesn't charge because they're putting, it's a chip. You know, the brain chip has been invented a long time ago. So they put this in this guy's head without telling him, a brain chip. And then it turned him into, I mean, it just fucked him up, okay? And he ended up in a booby hatch. And the pain from, you know, because microwaves have to be transmitted to his chip. So the pain of that in his brain made him put metal trash cans on his head, because he's smart. He knew science things and what they were using, even though he was in pain. And then they started letting him use aluminum foil around his fucking head.
Oh, man.
And that's, so we get the term tinfoil hat from a guy the CIA mutilated and fucked up.
Damn.
And now we say it as a joke. Do you see how magic works?
Yeah.
DARPA invented the brain chip, bro. They gave it to Elon.
You're probably right.
Do you know that there's 3 things that will be revealed after our deaths that exist now?
What do you mean?
What?
There is a letter from Queen Elizabeth written to the mayor of Sydney, and she says, please don't open this letter until 2085, or it's being held in a like secret vault in Sydney, Australia.
Interesting.
Wow.
Like something big. But then there's a movie called 100 Years, the movie you'll never see, but it's starring John Malkovich.
Okay.
And it's to be released in theaters or to the public in 2115.
Really? Wow.
They filmed it in 2015, and no one will see it until 100 years goes by.
Lame.
What if they know exactly what happens to us and they just made it?
What if John Malkovich is the time traveler?
And then the last thing, which was super weird, Jackie Kennedy's bloody pink suit. The suit that she was wearing when JFK was shot, it's been held in a vault, secret. Like no one's allowed to see it. And they said they will release it to the public October 26, 2103.
Weird. Why?
Alien blood.
Don't know.
Alien blood.
That film's going to be the letdown of the century.
There'll be no one left to watch it, bro.
Can we talk about some of the famous names that people around the world would know who, in your experience, have taken part in these rituals that you've conducted? You say you've conducted them in Europe and the United States. Can we start with the United States?
Yes, I have seen at rituals, I have seen George Bush, I have seen Madeleine Albright, I have seen Henry Kissinger, I have seen Ronald Reagan, also, by the way, seen his wife, Nancy Reagan. I have seen Hillary Clinton before I knew she was Hillary Clinton at the time. At these rituals, she is involved. The other people that I have named, and I have seen shapeshift into reptilians. I have not seen Hillary Clinton actually shapeshift, but she is involved. I have seen the 2 sons when they were young, the 2 sons of George Bush present at these rituals.
Are these the sons that have become governors?
Yes, one is in Florida and one is in Texas. I have seen, did I mention Jay Rockefeller? And he shapeshifts. I've seen George Deukmejian and Ronald Reagan again, having been governor in California. There have been people such as Newt Gingrich I saw, and I didn't know at the time that he was Newt Gingrich. I recognized that he was Newt Gingrich when Clinton came into power, and after he was, Newt Gingrich was then elected Speaker of the House. And I was horrified to realize that this man was also there. And all of this has affected me to the point I don't vote. All of these people seem to all be connected to the Illuminati, and I don't feel like being part of having anything to do with them.
Presidents like Carter and Ford and Clinton.
I've seen Ford there.
Gerald Ford.
Gerald Ford, yes.
Are they all reptilian bloodlines?
I haven't seen Carter shapeshift.
You've seen him at rituals, have you?
Yes. Gerald Ford, I have seen shapeshift. And Johnson also.
Lyndon Johnson.
Lyndon Johnson.
I don't think people can shapeshift into reptiles.
They can, bro. They were here before humans.
I gotta show you something that I don't know how to explain at all. Either the government is building something insane, or this is aliens.
What is it?
You know Google Earth, right?
Yeah.
Do you have Google Earth on your phone?
Probably not, but I'm just gonna Google them.
Okay, well, I will do it on my phone real quick.
Yeah, Google Earth on your phone?
Yes. I'll punch in these coordinates on my phone myself, and what I see is so wild, Mike. Pretty much, bro, when you punch in these coordinates on Google Earth, it will take you to this random part of the Earth that's like a barren wasteland. For miles, there's nothing. No town, no whatever. And the only way I can explain this thing is it looks like a portal or something, dude. Don't know how to explain this. I don't know what this looks like, Mike. That's the best way I can describe it. All around it, for miles, are hella tanks defending it. I swear to God. For miles, dude, the hella tanks spread out. You can't even get close to it.
And this is real.
Tanks? And this is real.
What the
I'll show you right now.
Let me see.
All right, first, I just pasted this up. Okay, look, it's in there.
Yep.
What the is this? And then zoom and look around all over the desert.
What the is this?
Mike.
It's like a Death Star.
Go around the whole desert.
Oh, no, there actually is like tanks.
Keep going.
They're hella spread out.
Hella of them.
What the?
Hella of them.
But dude, what is that black? And there's like something like looking across from it that like mirrors it too. What is that? What is this? Let me zoom out. Bro, that's in America. Bro, that's in California. Bro, there's for sure hundreds of tanks.
Dude.
All around though.
And you see how they're all pointing away from it.
Yeah, they're low-key blending in.
What the fuck is that?
It's either a portal or a gateway to hell.
Earlier I spoke to the Culture Secretary Oliver Dowden, and I began by asking him whether he thought the stolen Benin bronzes should be owned by Nigeria.
Well, I think that they properly reside in the British Museum. Now, that doesn't mean to say that we shouldn't work with the government in Nigeria to see how we can share it with them.
Forgive me, and I understand sharing, but they were stolen. Do you not think that they should be owned by the people that they were stolen from in the first place?
Well, I think that the problem with this, and of course, if we go back to things that happened in the 19th century and judge them by our values of today, it's completely unacceptable. But my concern about this is, where do you actually draw the line with this? The collections of our great national institutions have been developed over many, many centuries, in many times in questionable circumstances. I think the question now is about what we do with these. I love the Benin bronzes. I've seen them many times throughout my life, and I think them being in the British Museum, which is a world repository of heritage, allows people to see it. But that doesn't stop us from sharing it.
Okay, but ownership is key, right? Yeah. And the Nigerians say that when they get them back, they would almost certainly be happy to loan them back to you. But the fundamental problem is that they were stolen from the Nigerians and they want to own them.
I completely accept that they were acquired at a time of rampant colonial expansion in Africa, in the circumstances that I'm not in any way going to sort of defend or condemn with the values of the 21st century. I think, though, the more important question is how we ensure that the world can enjoy this marvelous heritage.
A letter will soon be sent, mandated under international law by the Nigerian government to the British Museum, formally requesting return. You and I know that would also require laws, the Heritage Act and the British Museum Act, to be revoked or at least amended. Is that a realistic prospect?
No, we have no plans for doing that.
What a dickhead.
Yeah, it was painful to watch him squirm around. Just give people their stuff back.
With past AI architectures, you could kind of feed an AI system a certain amount of data and use a certain amount of compute, but eventually it hit a plateau. Mm-hmm. And one of the interesting things about these new transformer-based architectures over the last 5 to 10 years is that we haven't found the end yet. So that leads to this dynamic where Llama 3, we could train on 10 to 20,000 GPUs. Llama 4, we could train on more than 100,000 GPUs. Llama 5, we can plan to scale even further. And there's just an interesting question of how far that goes. It's totally possible that at some point we just like hit a limit, and just like previous systems, there's an asymptote and it doesn't keep on growing. But it's also possible that that limit is not gonna happen anytime soon, and that we're gonna be able to keep on just building more clusters and generating more synthetic data to train the systems, and that they're just gonna keep on getting more and more useful for people for quite a while to come. And it's a really big and high stakes question, I think, for the companies, because we're basically making these bets on how much infrastructure to build out for the future. And this is like hundreds of billions of dollars of infrastructure. So like I'm clearly betting that this is gonna keep scaling for a while.
He doesn't have a soul.
Fucking hell, Ted. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only.
How is this real? All right, so now the NBA app is open. I'm gonna go to the Detroit Pistons versus the Bulls game. And now you will see that there's Watch Live, Multi-View, and Tabletop. So I'm gonna select Tabletop, and look at this. It's so cool. Then it shows game time. You've got the logos that pop up. I can now watch the players.
That's the real
You can see there's 10 minutes left.
What the
67 to 110. Shows the player's name right up above them.
That's incredible.
Nah, bro. They'll use it to read your mind.
This is Gennady Krokalev, a Russian scientist and clinical psychiatrist who said he could prove that thoughts and hallucinations could be captured on film. He died suspiciously in 1998, and most of his work disappeared or was made classified after his death. But why? What did he do? Well, essentially, Gennady took photos of his patients' eyes as they were having hallucinations, and when developed, the photos depicted their visions. He attached a Zenit camera and photographic bellows to an ordinary diving mask and replaced the glass with sheet film, then took photos once the patient reported seeing something. Here are the only examples I could find: antlers, a face, and a snake. With 117 patients confirming that the photos taken were in fact what they were seeing, Gennady's quote, "thought is material," seemed rather accurate, especially considering this was repeated relatively recently by more Russian scientists. But rather than working with psychiatric patients, they hired a remote viewer. They used the exact same photographic setup. Then the scientists stood behind a wall and held up numbers and shapes, and as the remote viewer tuned into them, someone photographed her eyes, and here are two examples. So how does it work? Well, it's suggested that the brain sends information to the retina of the eyes, which translates it into picture form and projects it out like a hologram, which is what we're seeing here. Maybe thoughts really do become things. What do you think?
The government took him out, bro. But we'll have to save that for next time.
Thanks to all our new members who have joined this week, and everyone gifting memberships.
Come and join the Discord, bro.
And as always, thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one.
It's like an apple. I mean, it bites like an apple.
This is when the helter-skelter scenario took place during the helical rising of Sirius.
Am I the only one that noticed the darkness in Perez Hilton's eyes as the years went on and on? Tell me how Perez went from this to this.
This is why you cannot attack the devil in the physical. There are levels to this. And if you're having an issue with a demon, it is in your control. Not all of your thoughts are your own.
Christianity is under attack. And this is in Canada, and this was a day ago, in Montreal.
You're under the impression that they're singing about a person, a human being, that they're singing about someone. You just assume it. So it never even crosses your mind because it's socially engineered, and these are Luciferians, and they work by the principle of deception.
Welcome back to the Wizard's Fish. It is Friday. Hope you guys are all doing well. We are not going to waste any time. Just going to jump straight into things as usual. So viewer discretion is advised, and everything that you see in here is for entertainment purposes only. Let's get into it.
Y'all know I ain't bash crazy. When the Miley Cyrus started looking like that right there.
Who the fuck is that? Miley Cyrus?
Her ass look like some Fifth Element. Her ass look like she come from a whole different star system, or she live up under that ground.
In my opinion, it's because they're the opposite of how they present. So that is a biological male, in my opinion. And as they get older, it starts to show more. So that's why they botch their faces with like plastic surgeries and whatnot, is to try and hide the fact that they are what they are.
Or she live up under that ocean. The bitch don't look the same no more, dog. We all age. Yeah, I get that right. The bitch whole bone structure changed. That's crazy work. Don't believe me? Because this is this year. Let's go to last year, dog. Last year. Look at the difference, dog. That looked like Miley. That looked like her.
Still looks like a boy to me.
But like that? I don't put none of these like that, but
that don't even look, that's not Miley.
That look like her. I know what you look alike. But now you look like this shit right here, dog. Scary work. Scary and crazy.
But
everybody think that we just be tripping. Some of you might see your main eyes are closed, and for damn sure your third eye closed. You don't see the difference in these two photos, dog. The math ain't math, and how her whole face changed. Go back to last year. The face, boy, even this shit look creepy. I ain't even gonna hold you. Y'all seen the side by side of her and Justin Bieber from back in the day? Her and Justin Bieber had the same face. And now they both look different. Maybe we should do a side by side of what they look like now. I ain't gonna do it because Justin Bieber look like he on that shit. She look like a whole different. Let's do a side by side of these two pictures. So you mean to tell me that, right? That's the same? Okay. You can believe it, but want to believe, though. But my eyes don't deceive me. And that looked like two different only a year apart. And y'all gonna stop blaming everything on plastic surgery. We know these need plastic surgery. But that right there is two different mold.
Could be as well.
Peace.
To become a 33-degree Mason, there is a practice called riding the goat. If you look up on Google Mason riding the goat, there's all these old propaganda posters of these cartoonish guys riding a goat. Because if you follow all their rites and passages, do all their theater, all their little practices together behind the scenes, eventually you get the test of riding the goat. And that came out because there were some whistleblowers inside the Mason Lodge who just said, this is just, I went too far and I regret it. You basically need to practice bestiality with the goat.
Oh my God.
And you need to finish the climax, because if you do, you're actually separating your humanity is the point. And once that is proven, basically it shows that you have left humanity. For them, that means transcendence. But that's what they have to do to become a 33-degree Mason.
Yeah.
You need to actually have sex with a goat.
The people at 33rd degree, like J. Edgar Hoover goes a 33rd degree Mason, Alan Dulles. Like you could look up the people, almost all the people that created Hollywood, all the studio owners.
From what I've gathered, in order to become a 33rd degree Mason, you have to have a life-changing event. I could see that being one of them.
start looking it up, Buzz Aldrin, the guy that walked on the moon, you start looking it up, it's all these historic, I think 15 of our presidents.
You don't have to do that, by the way.
They don't have to do that part. Wow.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
serious?
This is for Gentile 33-degree Masons.
Am I the only one that noticed the darkness in Perez Hilton's eyes as the years went on and on? Tell me how Perez went from this to this, or am I the only one seeing it? He went from having joy in his eyes, life in his eyes, to emptiness, absolute darkness. There is no joy behind the eyes whatsoever. And not just that. No one found it interesting that a man who bashes celebrities was able to be surrounded by them. He was able to go to award ceremonies. He was able to go to after parties and be completely surrounded by those he was taking down online. He was able to hang out with many celebrities who aren't here anymore, like Michelle Trachtenberg,
because I don't want to show myself.
Amy
right
Winehouse, and some celebrities like Amanda Bynes who
No,
completely
I just don't
lost
want
their
to.
mind, and no
They
one
can
questions
listen to my voice,
why
and that's
or how.
good enough. It's like
He
listen to the
became very,
radio.
very close with Paris Hilton, Britney Spears' BFF, supposedly. But no one is questioning why Paris would want anything to do with Perez when all he did was make Britney Spears' life a living hell. Literally.
All that I have to say is boycott Britney Spears. Why? Starting a movement is a campaign immediately. People are supporting it. Do not buy her Kindle. Instead, lend your support.
We're talking about a woman in the industry who is over 40 years old who dresses up as Britney Spears every day. She's a cook. She's a model. She's a reality TV star.
Look how chiseled all their jaws are.
She's an actress. She's a DJ. It almost feels like a real life Destiny swap to me. Meanwhile, America's #1 pop star and history is just rolling around on the floor. Literally.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So my question is, was Perez Hilton apologizing in his last live stream on TikTok for doing more than just gossiping about celebrities? And why was just some average person like you and me who talks about celebrities able to have so much access to them? Do you think that he was doing something on the inside? Let me know what you think in the comments section.
People don't know how insidious and how involved witchcraft is in our world. They're totally blind to it. Like the root word, like our English language is an occultic language. It's witch tongue, actually. We are speaking, this is witch tongue. And it comes from Anglish, which is angelish, which is the fallen angels that had sex with the women and bore the Nephilim, which is these giants that were perversions of God's creation. And it, you know, it derives from Anglo-Saxon, supposedly, which is Angelo, which is angelo, okay? And Saxon is sexon, it's sect. It means part of, angel, sex. But the Google will tell you, no, Anglo means angler, it means a fisherman, it means a part of a fisherman, that's what it means. No, it doesn't. But here's the thing, like it is intentionally created language to deceive you. That's why this language is called grammar and spelling. Do you know what spelling means? It means spell casting. Do you know what grammar means? Grammar is for the root word grimoire. And if you type into etymology.com, type in etymology of grammar, it will tell you it means mumbo jumbo, witchcraft, incantations, spells. Grammar is the root word for witchcraft. It's where we get like Grimm, like the Brothers Grimm, or the Grimm fairy tales, or grimoire is the old books of witchcraft. That's what they were saved in. Okay, so gram, this word is witchcraft. That's why it's called Instagram, telegram. They're telling you instant witchcraft. That's why I had you take all the skulls out, by the way.
I was gonna get to that.
I don't want that.
Hey,
I don't want that stuff in
now?
there because it's like I'll do your podcast, sure, bro. We'll talk, but like get that skull stuff out of here. Get this stuff out of the background. That's not of God. It's not love. It's not.
They're
it's
witches,
death, bro.
and okay,
This
and
Justin
what
Trudeau
now?
shit
What?
I just found out.
I don't know. I guess
All right,
there's
Justin
real
Trudeau
witches.
was allegedly replaced.
Like, let's go
with
get books
somebody
and let's start being
else.
witches
They
too.
saying
Then
he had a
Go
double
study
since
on
like
that.
2020.
Start floating
They
and flying.
replaced him.
We have to
If you
use
look at
cars
the
no more.
2020 Trudeau,
They stop
he do
polluting.
look very different
No,
from
it's not like that.
2022.
Okay, never mind. Fuck it.
His jaw ain't as the line.
Stupid ass
I can
shit.
understand people gain weight
all this
during
shit's
that
fucking
COVID time.
entertainment.
But
Aliens.
he went from like
Y'all
Fidel
know they trying
Castro
to keep us discombobulated.
to
Everybody knows they trying to keep
what
us
he looking
discombobulated.
like
So we have
now.
to.
Speaking of Fidel
Shit, you know
Castro,
what? I think we just
striking
keeping ourselves
resemblance,
discombobulated.
huh?
We're just gonna go ahead
Kind
and
of
keep thinking
crazy.
about this stuff
Bro
right here,
look
'cause
like the
it's better than
Canadian
thinking about how
Fidel. I'm
crappy
just
this shit
saying
is.
he might be. Because Obama is Osama bin Laden, son. They be doing this shit. That's all they do is take the people and make a sleeve, and
wouldn't surprise me.
that's a clone. Shit.
I hate the fact that I'm working.
Y'all better go watch Boys from Brazil.
buy the
No,
crap
literally,
that
go watch
they're
Boys
producing
from
for me.
Brazil, the movie. Then hit the link in my bio. Then we back
I
to
want it.
then we go to the Trudeau's Foundation. Like, why y'all got the same logo? And do not say this ain't real for the millionth time. You can go on FBI.gov/vault and type in the P word, and boop. This was in the Pierre Elliott Trudeau Foundation 2013-2014 report. This was on the cover. Had did some work with Nvidia. And it's funny that it was work with children. Like, it's kind of diabolical that they using this logo and they're working with children. But Nvidia got hit with involved in a mass ring. That's this Frank Gustria. He looked like he did it. He don't look like it. Like, y'all gotta be able to determine a chomo from a normal white boy. This is a chomo. I know a chomo when I see one. I'm sorry. Same people tied to Epstein and Prince Andrew. Same people. But bro's named in the lawsuit 11 years ago. Vanity Fair in 2011. In an interview with Ed Klein, Ed Klein said he knew Jeffrey Epstein very well and Prince Andrew very well, and then was asking him, he like, oh, you gonna mess with Jeffrey and all that? He said, I stick by. Andrew said, he kept it a bean. He said, I ride to my friends to the death. I'm talking about Jeffrey's my friend. Being loyal to your friends is a virtue, and I'm gonna be loyal to him. But Juan, unless he snitched on this in 2006. You talking about told him in 06. But that bitch Sarah Killing, misplayed a victim, white girl tears, did not want to testify in court, said, no, Jeffrey's a perfect dude, and she was trafficking kids the whole time. The gardener told on her. Prince Andrew said he was only at Jeffrey Epstein's house to get money for Sarah Ferguson. Why the Duchess of York need $24,000? Bitch, you ain't got 24 racks, and you the Duchess of York? Hey, Epstein was accused of 40 little girls. In 06, they had a whole investigation opened by the FBI, but Alan Dershowitz wrote them people a letter and told them, y'all can't come hit him with double jeopardy. He already been charged before. They dropped the case. Like, go check the newly redacted photo. Jack Lane, Minister of France. Mohammed bin Salam, Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. Lock him up. Woody Allen, goofy ass, trying to hide. Boy, they redacted
Woody Allen, he
the
been should have
AI
locked
code.
his ass up.
Everybody that's
He been doing that
involved
shit.
with AI.
Everybody know that. He married
Rose
his
McGowan and Marilyn Manson. These was redacted photos.
he was fucking with his servant that was his wife's caretaker. I don't remember. It was something like that. But it was some young Filipino shit. Fucking young, I think, like 15. Some shit. Married her and everything. Hey, whatever.
Why they was redacted? They was in Epstein shit. Then Noam Chomsky. Like, y'all don't even know the significance of most of these people.
They say we all sold our souls because of the
Leon Broner admits to selling their other soul.
It's all right, bro.
They switch topics quick.
Now we winning, bro. Hold on, wait. I thought you were stuck in the warehouse.
Yo, they switch topics overly fast. I never even knew the reason why they got blonde hair is because Neon got it. Changed things differently. If you see people just dye their hair because they want to dye their hair, that's one thing, right?
Look at the look on Neon's face. You could see after that he mentioned that, he just got that look all of a sudden, like, don't talk about that anymore.
But this is how they show that they got down, bro. It's how they show they're a part of certain things, man.
Yeah.
This is the reason why people are saying these conspiracy theories are real with streamers, right? First of all, Neon is like a gatekeeper.
What I see is
he's
the
like, he
minority
breaks
doing
out
what the
all
white
these new
folks do.
streamers that come
They're trying to build their own
with certain
little
agendas, right?
plans and
no
cliques,
offense
you
to
see what I'm saying?
wardrobe, though. Because you got dudes like this
Now, are they
that
part
get
of the
pushed
white
and they
folks
hide
clans?
behind things.
Like, I don't
and
know.
Then
Like I don't know if if the white supremacists at the top are like we're gonna let y'all do what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? You got the skull and bones over here. You know, y'all outdated. You see what I'm saying? Uh, Rockefellers, it's okay. Y'all making new things. Go ahead. You see what I'm saying? Basically, y'all didn't do what I wanted y'all to do. Somebody else is gonna take your place now. Since you didn't want to do it, or somebody else is gonna take your place since you didn't want to do the job. Yep.
openly with their stuff. Fact that you got Drake now streaming, popular celebrity. I heard YoungBoy finna start streaming. Hollyweird is on the way, bro, and it's been in. Like, you gotta think about it, bro. Anybody
the
was
healers
blowing
of
up
this earth,
2020,
to
2014.
cancer,
Gotta think about it. Everybody was blowing up. All you have to do is join a Discord group and get in the right call. Anybody getting on a call with Kai. Now, it's not like that. Everything back gatekeeped.
Famous brands linked with suspicious things. Nickelodeon. In Latin, the
I gotta fight for my life. Cause I have cancer building up. And I'm living in myself. And these are the cancers. And I have to fight that cancer. Because if I don't live in peace on this earth, then my body fails. What? You see, I'm in my own body. What? It's crazy, bro. See that? The earth is sick and I'm sick. You're in yourself.
word nickel, meaning I don't care about God. The channel has been a staple of children's entertainment, but its name carries a darker linguistic shadow. Google Play. The logo closely resembles the sigil of Lucifer, an occult symbol historically associated with dark mysticism. The triangular play button mirrors this sigil almost exactly. Balenciaga. In Latin, Balenciaga mean Baal is the king. Baal is an ancient demon, often depicted as a three-headed figure. The brand has also faced multiple controversies involving disturbing imagery in its campaigns. Monster Energy. The Monster logo are formed using the Hebrew letter, which has a numerical value of 6, making the logo spell out 666, the Andorra's number of the beast, which is mentioned in the Bible's Book of Revelation. Google Chrome. The 3 curved sections spinning around the center can be seen as 3 sixes, rotating together, hiding 666 in plain sight within one of the world's most used browser icons. Gmail. The Gmail M logo bears a striking resemblance to the Royal Ark Mariner apron used in Freemasonry, a decorative garment worn during Masonic rituals, complete with the same folded triangular flap design. Before the last one, hit that follow button for more disturbing facts like these. Prada. Prada has sold earrings and accessories that look remarkably similar to depictions of Baal. The design choices have raised eyebrows among those familiar with occult and biblical symbolism.
The symbols of the eclipse, as you can see in this painting by Rene, and you see the tripod. Here's the tripod with George Washington laying the cornerstone, faces east for the sun, and it is used to find eclipses with the meridians and the different ley lines. The solar and lunar eclipses mapped out by these stone circles. This was the geomagnetic ley line that had a lot of energy in it, but also was able to predict when the eclipses were going to happen. The Knights Templars came into America. Here's Rhode Island, where they actually have a Templar construction. It has 3 windows. The sun is out one of the windows because this is how they were able to map out the eclipse.
Babbling, I'm afraid of Mumbai. G'day, mate, from my Punjabi. I asked the kid white wine aplenty. They said, I won't stop until I'm 20. I say, do you come from the land of toddlers? Women go with that slumber. Do you taste the two-boy waddler? Ain't it fun?
Sure, you have no kids.
She about to have no kids. I'm like, shit, I was thinking, shit, you just probably got 2 people over there. Like, can I think about this, please? Let me finish this.
This is when the helter-skelter scenario took place, during the helical rising of Sirius. This is very serious. Even with America, the nation's capital is built upon the symbolism of Scottish Rite, Albert Pike. The day is dedicated in his astrology room to August 10th and the day centering upon it. This is a huge ritualistic day. It's when the Manson murders went down on August 10th. For the ancient calendar system of when the Nile flooded. The eclipse coming up in Spain as Spain won the World Cup and they were showing the eclipse during this big ritual. Spain will be having this eclipse August 12th. Now the eclipse has been tied in historically to sacrifice of ending of a leader for the eclipse. You can see this in the movie Apocalypto with these eclipse rituals. We've tied this into the CERN ritual where the day CERN was activated, the guy who came up with the God particle was sacrificed the same day on the eclipse. You got all these different moon rituals with celebrities. We've documented the last 6 years a pattern recognition. August 10th, the son of Sam was arrested. He was arrested under the Sirius Rising. August 10th, Epstein found hanged.
Lord.
August 11th, Robin Williams.
Interesting. That looks violent.
7.4? Fuck, that's a big one. That's a real big one.
God, I hope nobody's inside there.
That just happened? Because I've never heard of 7 point whatever hidden. The fuck? Must be new. What's this?
What's that say? 2 hours ago? Yeah. Oh shit. Let me check that out. Check that out. Damn.
Wow. That's insane.
Daños complejos.
Pereira. Vámonos que...
Yeah, that just happened. That's gotta be like some kind of like
Yeah, it's a disaster. But I'm saying that I'm pretty sure on the news it's like emergency
Hey, Victoria!
Why ain't supposed to be no house?
Venga para acá, venga para acá, venga para acá. ¡No! ¡La tierra, Raúl! ¡La tierra, Raúl!
Ain't supposed to be in them houses, man.
Quieta. ¡Demos tus manos, Jesús! ¡Jesucristo!
All this shit
Oh
dangerous.
my God, the house. Oh God.
God keeps trying to tell you stop building this shit.
That's horrible.
Stop building this shit on my body. Building all this unnatural shit in my body. I don't like this. I'm trying to heal it. I'm trying.
Hay poder en nombre de Jesús.
Dog's coming too. I told y'all. I told y'all didn't get out them damn houses.
Schizophrenia are demonic voices.
Consistently
Oh,
associated with schizophrenia, there is usually
Now
horrendous
we're gonna go back to that white people
physical,
shit where it
emotional,
was
or
the devil that
abuse.
made me do it. Now we
These
gotta let
people
all
are
the people out of jail
are
now.
wounded.
Let all the people out of jail because everybody got to go in
Methamphetamine
case and everybody go
opens
back
up the
go back to
door.
case and
Like, come on
you know what I'm
and get
saying?
me.
Reopen everybody's
It's like an
case and
invitation for
see
these
was it
things
the
to
demon that made
enter.
them do it now.
Okay? And
Everybody's got to be set free now.
it's really the
Stupid. The fuck out of here. Ain't
the
no fucking
prisoners
demon.
called it
It's
the
you.
devil's drug.
You is the demon.
Okay? So I've talked to a
God
number of
damn.
prisoners who, when they ran out of
Use the demon.
meth,
God damn it.
the voices would tell them where to be and when to be there. And some stranger would walk up with the meth. Say,
Wow. I'm
hey,
not trying to play with
you want
this,
some stuff?
these damn
You know?
imaginary shit.
Yeah, that happened
or
over
even if
and
it
over
is
and
true,
over
I
again.
don't know. But goddamn, you fucking.
They would
shit.
see these entities called the shadow people, were three-dimensional shadows
the angels and demons
that would appear to them. And
motherfucker ain't done a bitch ass thing yet. He's still
they
right
never
here.
spoke.
He ain't
Or
even changed. He
hardly
eat
ever
McDonald's still.
spoke. I only know of one that did, and that story was chilling. But they would either
Motherfucker
have
invented
red
stuff
or
still to
lime
pollute this
green
earth.
eyes
And he
if they
already
had
talking like
if they
that.
could see the eyes
Oh,
at
yeah,
all,
so-
which aren't good colors for eyes. Yeah. So most of the time, they were just three-dimensional humanoid-shaped shadows that would appear in the bedroom. They would be darker than the rest of the bedroom or living room. They could walk through walls. They would appear at the base of the bed, and they would just scare these people half to death. They never said anything, but just the appearance. You can imagine what it would look like if you had a three-dimensional black shadow appear in the middle of the night looking at you with lime green eyes. You know, they would never talk except in one case. There was one guy when I was working doing psychiatric evaluations in emergency
Everybody's
rooms
gotta be some kind of
in
special
hospitals
something.
around Tucson.
Oh yeah, I had an
And,
event where I was taken by aliens and
one night, and this was
I
Christmas
was their
Eve,
king, and then
a
they brought
guy
me
came
back.
in. It was a pretty quiet
and
night
it was
except
like-
for him.
Like
He comes in, he's
the
shaking
minutes
like a
over
leaf.
there are like
you know,
hours.
just trembling, and he couldn't stop. So when it came time to do his evaluation, I brought him in, and he's shaking like a leaf. And I said, "What's going on?" He says, "Well, I'm hearing voices." And he told me he was using meth. He was injecting meth for 10 years. And that got my attention up because he should have been dead 5 years ago.
Saddle Ridge. It just
'Cause he
keeps
was taking
getting
meth?
worse.
Come on now.
Since the last time I was here a couple months ago, I thought maybe it would bring some attention to it and get it cleaned up. But absolutely not. The trash just got piled higher and more. Residents around here must really hate their neighborhood because they sure treat it like shit.
Or they
This
hate their
is by
country.
far the dirtiest neighborhood in the entire city.
Gross.
And nothing's being done to rectify the issue. The residents in this area need to stop shitting in their own backyard and start
He's in
taking
somebody else's
action
yard telling
as
them
to
they need
what
to stop
they've
shitting in
done.
their yard.
Take some
How you gonna
initiative.
tell me how to live in
Get
my
out there
environment?
and clean this mess up, you dirty
crazy.
pigs.
He talking about dirty pigs, but he got all his trash from America going to the Indian places. This motherfucker.
We have a visit from Dave. Their commissioner says they have to have a closed-door meeting just to determine whether these two women should be able to play. Thought the science was settled, guys. Trans women are women. Turns out the WNBA actually doesn't have a problem with transgenders. You just need to shave your beard first. The only reason these two women are not allowed to play is because bigots like Sophie Cunningham here, who for some reason want only women to play in their sport. And we have the real heroes like Minnesota's coach Cheryl Davis, who supports trans kids.
In support of trans kids.
Can't think of a better coach for these two women to play for than Cheryl Davis.
That's a dude. No wonder it's supporting trans kids.
What do you guys think? Tell you this, if I was the WNBA commissioner, I would certainly allow these two women to play. I bet the ratings will go through the roof. Can you imagine if they went after the Epstein-class billionaires the same way they go after the patriots who are tearing down these flock cameras? They literally are bringing out the forensics team to see who did this. It's even crazier though, guys. New leaked reports show that they were trying to merge with Lyft and Uber to use their 350,000 rideshare vehicles for data collection. Guys, we can't even shank the ball anymore. They're putting these things on golf courses now too.
Damn.
That point in this country where they'll arrest patriots like this man for shooting down these flock cameras for violating our Fourth Amendment right, but the police who weaponize these cameras to literally stalk people, they're just fired from their job. They're not arrested. And let's be honest, guys, they're probably hired on by the next department over. When they arrest patriots like Wesley Jackson here for tearing down these flock cameras, this is how we fight back.
1,000 people
Well,
have
yeah,
vouched
you
a
can't tear down a
wild
camera that's
story
not
tonight
yours.
where it appears
What? That doesn't make no sense. Come on now. You can't tear down cameras anywhere. That's the government. They put it on this. They own this land. They are the owners of this place. You're just holding it. You're just holding it in place. The fuck, tearing down their shit. Like, come on now. You worry about your property. Yeah, it was wrong for him to do that shit. If you don't like how they're running this country, then you need to go tell them. And then by telling them they're not doing it, then you need to we need to revolt. Like, what the fuck?
nearly 20,000 people have vouched for the
doing
whereabouts of
something
a man
wrong.
accused of
You gotta
destroying
gotta
flock
follow
cameras in
along.
West Virginia. Thousands of people have publicly said they were with or saw 20-year-old Wesley Jackson
going to
during the time he
HEB
was
trying to
accused
tear
of the
down
crime, with
cameras
comments
while
such
you
as,
stop.
couldn't be him. He was helping me replace the roof on a homeless shelter. And I saw him serving at a soup kitchen at the time of the incident. He has pleaded not guilty to the crimes against him.
Remember, they're not going to go after the Epstein class, but they will go after if you damage a reflecting pool, flock camera, if you feed the homeless, or if you protest the Iran war. Ion Don lied to us all. Let's wake up.
Well, guess what? You voted for him.
Toilet paper causes
Guess what?
cancer.
You
That's
voted.
what this man claims after holding it under a UV light and seeing something terrifying.
Toilet paper?
Uh-oh.
Why does it have... Look at that. It's glowing.
Yeah, it's weird looking.
I don't know if you can see that. I don't think the camera's picking it
Yeah,
up.
what the fuck? Somebody needs to send that to go get it tested. What the
But
hell?
like literally there's these blue, like, looks radioactive from the top. Because I heard like the women's tampons had like chemicals in them, and then there was a big lawsuit. So I was playing with my UV light and look at there's like, it's blue. Like, why would it light up blue? Like, here's the sink, right?
Oh,
This is a
because of the
regular
rat
UV
piss.
light, and then
Oh, no.
Definitely odd.
Like that's
in my opinion.
here's my hand. So here I tore off a strand, and I'm gonna get it wet. Whoa, look at that.
It's turning blue, though, right?
That looks crazy. That's like in there.
It's making me think it's some like chemical or something they're putting on it.
Better watch out what brand. That's why he's not showing the brand.
Definitely weird.
Because he knows he's lying about what he's doing right there. Because he ain't
Oh,
calling
it's
the
on his
brand out.
hand. Yeah, that's not good.
Hell yeah, he's not calling the brand out. It's fake. It's fake.
So yeah, I mean, it does come off.
People in his comment section were absolutely horrified. They immediately started asking him to test other brands of toilet paper, and the results shocked a lot of viewers. Some people are even saying they might have to start stealing public toilet paper.
With the toilet paper, it doesn't look like it has any blue spots or glue. So the single plies are safer.
Well, now that you say you're going to start stealing them, they're going to put it on there too.
Everything else looks gross. Splatter.
And here's where it gets even crazier. Even tampons have this weird substance that glows under UV light.
They're trying to douse all our ass. You're affecting
you're
your
getting heavy.
coochie and your asshole to have a, what's it called, cancer in your ass? And the women to slow down their menstrual cycles.
10 pounds of black powder in a propane tank down the BFC, the big fat cannon. This is gonna be a bussy shot.
Crazy.
We have all kinds of stuff. Cold break USA keg. Ah,
This should be interesting.
baseballs, couple baseballs. This is low budget productions. Why? Well, not very many of you guys buy the t-shirts on the website. And believe it or not, views don't pay that great. Fire extinguisher. And then another fire extinguisher. And then a CV axle. And we're just gonna keep filling this. Shove it in. Get in there. A spring, a car spring. Another fire extinguisher. A horn.
You might want to get out of there soon.
And then whatever that is. CV axle. Lawn chair. What is this? I don't know. CV axle. A full gallon of paint. Shove it down in the can. Almost full. Whatever that is. Bowling ball. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, another spring.
Might want to get out of the way.
Strap. And I think that's good. We're gonna keep going until that truck is destroyed. Let's check out the damage. All right. Exit wounds. We have
wow.
the bed flopped off. All this stuff's tore up. Oh my goodness. We got a spring in the truck. Fire extinguisher? Yeah. Oh, look at this. The strap. Look right here. Check it out. The strap hook went through the side of the truck. That is hilarious.
No, it's not. It's middle.
Gonna keep blasting this thing. See ya.
This is why you cannot attack the devil in the physical. There are levels to this. And if you're having an issue with a demon, it is in your control. Not all of your thoughts are your own. So when you go to sleep and then you get a thought in your head that you're going to pick up your phone and go watch a little something, that may not be your thought. When you commit a sin over and over and over again, yes, you can open a door. If you have demons roaming around in your life and you want to take care of other people's demons, fight yours first. Deal with your crap behind you before you go and deal with someone else's. It's good practice, honestly. The bar for you is set to the ground. So pick up the crap behind you, and then you can start talking about going into demonology. You start talking about going into fighting demons. People get excited about this stuff until they have to go home alone with their thoughts. And what did I just say about your thoughts? They're not always your own. So if you ever want to know if someone has a demon, this is the first thing that you can do. Make sure, please, that you get their permission to do this. For example, in the name of Jesus Christ, I call you, Python, to come forward. Churches don't want to talk about this? Then I will.
Okay.
You've got to see this.
You remember they used to put the kids' pictures on the milk cartons? And they took them off? I contend, I don't know, I can't tell you why. I contend too many kids were being located through those milk cartons. Your federal government doesn't want you to find these kids because your federal government, particularly the finders, CIA organization out of Washington, D.C., is the biggest motivating factor behind the missing children in this country today. Why? Well, there's several reasons. Kids are used for body parts, slaves. They're used for the satanic ceremonies. And a 10, 11, 12-year-old blue-eyed, blonde-haired kid will sell on the auction block outside Las Vegas, outside Toronto, Canada, and a barn in Lincoln, Nebraska. These are the three locations I'm aware of. For $50,000. Paul Benassi, a young man who was willing to come forward on the Nebraska case, has attended these auctions. He attended 6 such auctions in Las Vegas, Nevada. The fewest number of children there were 6. The highest number were 36. The auctions took place near a landing strip. Foreigners came in with turbans on. They took these kids, put them in the plane, put them in campers, who knows where they went from there. 100,000 children disappear. I have personally filed formal complaints to the great FBI about the finders being an organized international child kidnapping ring. They have yet to come out and interview me formally and get my documentation, which, as I pointed out to you, is the U.S. Customs report. Now, the great FBI, they can tell you how many bank robberies, how many kidnappings, quote, end quote, their kidnapping figures, how many cars were stolen last year, and what have you. They claim in the kidnapping department 75 to 80 children a year. That's a joke. They can keep track of cars, they can keep track of bank robberies, aggravated assaults, but they don't keep track of how many kids disappear every year. And that's by design.
They probably do.
Like this video.
Just keep it secret.
Or if you want to see content just like this, and God bless.
How many of y'all know who Damon Darling is?
He's from Ohio, right? He has millions of followers.
Awesome guy.
And practically what he does is going around helping people all day, right? He's always going into grocery stores like Target, Walmart, whatever the case may be, and he's buying people's groceries. He'll buy them gifts. He'll give away money. He's always doing something like for people.
In the quote, their kidnapping figures. How many cars were stolen last year and what have you? They claim in the kidnapping department 75 to 80 children a year. That's a joke. They can keep track of cars, they can keep track of bank robberies, aggravated assaults, but they don't keep track of how many kids disappear every year. And that's by design.
They probably do.
Like this video.
Just keep it secret.
Or if you want to see content just like this, and God bless.
How many of y'all know who Damon Darling is? He's from Ohio, right? He has millions of followers.
Awesome guy.
And practically what he does is going around helping people all day, right? He's always going into grocery stores like Target, Walmart, whatever the case may be, and he's buying people's groceries. He'll buy them gifts. He'll give away money. He's always doing something like for people. Kind acts all the time, no matter where you are or who you are. He's always doing something wonderful. But he went into Walmart and they asked him to leave. He's being banned from Walmart because he's helping people, right? He's buying people groceries and Walmart wants him to leave. Now I'm about to roll the clip for you, but this is the reason why I don't shop at these corporate stores, because they don't give a damn about the people. This should let you know everything that you need to know about Walmart in general and who's the owner and who's behind this madness. Let's roll the clip.
But you know you're not allowed. Why ain't I? I'm just buying people's groceries.
Man, you're not allowed in any Walmart.
Well, actually, the police officer said that isn't true, though.
That's not what the police have to say about it. This is Walmart.
And the store manager said I could be in here. I just spoke to her.
You spoke.
Yeah. Do you know who I am?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to leave?
No.
Oh, okay. You sure? I don't want no trouble. I don't want no problems. Thank you.
You're not a store manager.
Well, she said she was the highest one in charge right now. And I said, can I buy people's groceries, bud? And she said, yeah. I'm just helping people. It's hard out here.
But I understand.
No, you don't.
I just don't know where I'm going to go. Walmart is where the people need me. Target don't need me, man. They got money.
I understand.
You know?
What a
I'll
dick.
leave. You want me to leave? I'll leave. I don't want no trouble.
Well, it's like, it puts me in a spot because
Yeah.
that's what it is on corporate.
Yeah.
That you
F your spot.
Is that my served? I've been served. Oh, I thought you were going to serve me.
No.
Oh, okay.
Something else. But
Well, can I bribe you? I'm clown. I wouldn't do that to you. I'm going to leave, man. I'm going to head out.
I mean,
I don't want no trouble.
like I said, the store manager is here. She
Okay.
she probably has no idea what's going on.
He's literally helping people.
I'm going to take it to the Supreme Court.
I mean, the Columbus police has no right to say any of that.
Well, let's work together. Can you get me back in?
I mean,
Hey, how are
this
you
is
going?
something that
I was homeless, living out of my car, full-blown alcoholic. Now I'm 10 years, 6 months sober. Owned many cars. Retired my mother. Got custody of my children. All by his doing and the strength that was given. I don't care how low you are, how rock bottom of the barrel that you get, there's always a way out. Don't ever give in or give up. Everything is possible, man. You gotta fight. You gotta fight. You gotta want it. You gotta tooth and nail. Tooth and nail. I just can't believe it sometimes that I was able to overcome. Dropped out of high school, got a GED, good enough diploma. Thriving coffee business, able to
give back a lot of cash. And now my job is just helping laughter and kindness, love and funny. That's all I do. That's what I punch in to do.
And that's why he's not allowed at Walmart.
I just want to see other people overcome man. If you're struggling with something, you know, whatever it may be, and you're ready for a change, you're ready to put the fight, you're ready to step in the ring in WWE, comment right now that today's the day. You're going to make a change. You're going to start fighting for your life, for your peace. I'm earthing. Shit feels amazing. Curling my toes in it. But I just felt like somebody might need to hear my story today, man. I'm telling you, I'm nothing special. I'm just a brother that didn't quit, that decided to get up one day and start swinging haymakers, man. Comment, man. Let me know if today's the day that you're going to make a change and you're going to turn it all around, man. It's up to you. It really is up to you, man. I want to see everybody win. I want to see everybody overcome. Do not be a victim to alcohol and substances. Let's fight. Let's make today the day. Let's fight back.
You stay away from my daughter.
Okay, I can respect that, but how about your wife?
You're messing with the wrong guy.
You mean like I got the right one? Are you confused?
You need to back off.
Tell me, what is it you're gonna do?
I'm about to knock you the f out is what I'm about to do.
Yeah, why is that? You take self-defense classes and practice in slow motion? You want me to slowly grab your wrist so you can do one of your moves?
Bruh.
This is for social media. There's a long line of people waiting to see it.
I don't want to be online.
What do you want, a fast pass? This ain't Disney World. What do I look like, Walt Disney?
You don't feel like you're being aggressive in the way you're speaking with me?
No, because we're co-workers and I'm just breaking your balls.
Right, but we can't do that.
That's true because you don't have any.
Wait, why would he say that to me?
I never reminisce anymore. If I told you how I stopped reminiscing, I would be reminiscing.
Bruh.
What's wrong with this guy? Having a little trouble over there? Here's something you could try. Maybe you have a better relationship if you do this. Try sniffing his ear.
Say what?
And then let him sniff yours once. That's how you speak, like dogs communicate.
For real.
If you ever watch dogs, that's what they do.
I don't give a f.
Hey, did you have toys growing up?
No.
Luckily, you were born a male, so you still had something to play with, right?
You want me to punch you in the face?
Ew, no, with the same hand?
You're an idiot.
Oh, damn.
この信号あ、ちょっと取れないよ。
So you have 3 massive active volcanoes as we speak. Let's not forget about the Canadian wildfires, which are actually getting worse in certain areas. Look at this. This shit is apocalyptic, baby. They said it would be with fire this time, not the floods. So I don't know. Whatever. Oh, by the way, multiple creators coming out now saying, attacking me for being a Fed. Interesting that this is happening the same week that I start calling for justice for Joe Fells. So, oh, by the way, what's his name? Oh, stupid fittest fat girther has declined my boxing invitation. He's too much of a bitch to accept boxing me. I guess he ain't that fit. I don't know, man. Maybe hit the gym a little. Get back to me. I'm still here. I'm down whenever you are. Whenever you are, bro. I'm down. Trust that. Anyways,
I don't know. The world's fucked. Buy a Building 7 didn't Epstein itself shirt if you give a fuck at the fact that now that one of my friends has been killed, I'm being called a Fed. If that pisses you off, go to cancelclothes.com. If not, just keep on going, sheeple. You're doing great. World's doing road.
Tweezers. Garden shears. Pry bar.
That dude is dangerous.
Putty knife. Needle nose pliers. Saw blade. Scissors. Screwdriver. Handsaw.
Damn.
Except boxing me. I guess he ain't that fit. That I start calling for justice for Joe Fells. So, oh, by the way, what's his name? Oh, stupid fittest fat girther has declined my boxing invitation. He's too much of a bitch to accept boxing me. I guess he ain't that fit. I don't know, man. Maybe hit the gym a little. Get back to me. I'm still here. I'm down whenever you are. Whenever you are, bro. I'm down. Trust that. Anyways, I don't know. The world's fucked. Buy a Building 7 didn't Epstein itself shirt if you give a fuck at the fact that now that one of my friends has been killed, I'm being called a Fed. If that pisses you off, go to cancelclothes.com. If not, just keep on going, sheeple. You're doing great. World's doing road.
Tweezers. Garden shears. Pry bar.
That dude is dangerous.
Putty knife. Needle nose pliers. Saw blade. Scissors. Screwdriver. Handsaw.
Damn.
Roller. Closet bolt.
What's next? A shoe?
Putty knife. Saw blades. Needle nose pliers. Allen key set.
Damn.
Broom handle. Chisel.
So Sikh men ride horses carrying swords on the streets in Montreal. So there it is right there. They are pushing, their culture pushing us in the West into accepting this, and if we don't accept this, we are racists. I could understand if this happened 300 years ago, where Sikh came over to build Canada and build the infrastructure, and they brought their horses and their traditional way of life, and it was embedded in Canadian tradition.
Imagine if a bunch of Christians did something like that and had a big street event. I'm imagining it would get shut down pretty quick.
But that's not the case. The Europeans came and built everything around you. Everything around these people were built by Italians, Portuguese, Greeks, Irish, Dutch, Scottish, whatever. They built Canada. And with them, they brought their Christian values. And it was founded on Christian principles. And unfortunately, governments today are pushing this into Western culture and forcing us to accept this, or we are racist. They're pushing 300-400-year-old cultures into Canada and the United States and Australia and everywhere. So Muslims on horseback carrying black Islamic flags in the Middle East, joking, of course, it's Manchester, England. And this is what's happening, folks. They are taking us over. We've been saying this for the last 15 years. We've been warning you guys. This is why we have 28 YouTube suspensions, because we've been warning you guys about a lot of things that are coming, and it's happening. They are forcing these cultures into our already established Western societies. We don't need this to come in. We never needed this to come in. A lot of these people do not fix anything, repair anything, expand anything. They don't build anything. So they're not contributing to society in a positive way. And here it is right here. Mass migration isn't a big whoa, look at Michigan, right? So a lot of taxpayers are funding a lot of this welfare, a lot of this to support these people to come into the country. Why? When Europeans had to come in, my dad had to come in here from Portugal. We had to make sure he was going to work his butt off in construction. My dad worked on the Sky Dome project. He worked on the RBC Center. He worked on tons of big banks and everything, thinking in his mind that, oh, my son's going to have a job in one of these buildings now that his father has built the building. No, that's for other people to come in and take over those jobs. And that's what's happening, folks. They are forcing this into us, and if you don't accept it, you are a racist. And that's just plain and simple. And we've been warning you guys for the last 15 years about this migrant takeover. Canada's not in need of immigration. Canada needs Canada's bringing in the migration immigration to fix the ailing housing market we've been warning you guys about for the last 15 years. The bidding wars, the Chinese bid up all these properties. And then now the locals can't get in. What do? 30 people to a house, 40 people to a house. They'll pay the mortgage. And that's what is happening. This foreign invasion isn't by accident. It's all by design. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Mike Martin's here. I have spoken. Christianity is under attack, and this is in Canada, and this was a day ago, in Montreal. And the headline reads, another church burned down in Montreal, Quebec, by Islamist immigrants. No, folks, immigrants didn't burn this down. The immigrants built this church. The immigrants, blood, sweat, and tears, built that church for them to worship. The immigrants were the ones that built 95% of everything in the West. All the way from Alaska right down to Argentina, 95% of everything from bridges, running water, infrastructure, highways was all built by Christian hands. 95% of everything was Christian hands. These are migrants that are coming in and burning this to the ground. These are migrants that are coming in, not immigrants. Migrants are burning this to the ground and destroying the culture, the way of life, the Canadian way. This other church here, we're looking at 100 churches burnt in the last couple of years in Canada. And governments know this, and governments understand that once you remove God from the equation, once you remove God and Jesus from your country, because these countries are predominantly built all on Christian values, right? And governments know once you remove God and Jesus, the country goes into darkness. The skyscraper dark ages we've been talking about for years come. The darkness rolls in. The hate, the murder, deceit. You think it's bad in the West? Wait till you remove God from your equation. You'll see. This is just a warning. And I'm telling you guys, and we've been telling you guys for over 15 years. This is a migrant invasion. It's people that don't contribute, don't build, don't establish, don't offer anything to the country. And your tax dollars are funding this. Your tax dollars are funding what they're doing to us. Governments know this, and they'll keep allowing it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Mike Martin's here. I have spoken.
Your eyes aren't deceiving you. This is a real picture from the 1940s. And yes, that woman is holding a cell phone to her ear. But it gets even crazier because this woman was filmed in a Charlie Chaplin movie back in the 1920s holding a cell phone to her face. But one of the weirdest cases of time travel is this man right here, who was seen having a modern day iPhone at a Mike Tyson boxing event all the way back in the 90s. You don't think it's possible that the government has time travel capabilities and that these are agents the government sent back in time? This man does not belong in the 1940s. It's likely he's a government asset, sent back in time to observe society in the old times. But as always, thank you for watching. Stay weird.
To all the fully vaccinated and proud people in my comments saying, oh, these windows, they were built like that as fire escapes. That's how they built them. Look at this. Look at this. You're not getting out of that shit. That's a window right there. It's in the ground because of the mud flood, guys. I'm telling you right now, you guys have no idea what you're talking about. Stop believing what you're told. Like, that shit right there is not normal. This is evidence of the mud flood. When you see these old cathedrals, you always see steps leading up, and this stone never matches the stone of the building because this was added afterwards, after the mud flood, after the reset. Normally, when we see basement windows, they'll all be above ground. The basement will go higher than the ground, and the windows will be above the ground. Again, all these steps, they were added afterwards. This used to be an old window that was converted into a door here. And you can see 1869. Like, you do not design a building like this and then just, yeah. That makes sense. Mud flood building. It's a mud flood building.
It looks like it's sunk.
Always. See right here, AD, May 24th, 1893. Look, guys, when you start researching these old Tartarian buildings, everything you see at the top, this was meant to create free energy. It harnessed energy from the atmosphere, from the ether. They're copper roofs, and it converted it into electricity. These were sound healing centers. They were free energy power plants. Look at this organ and these pipes. This was quite literally built for sound healing.
That's same with like all the old town bells that they used to have, and why every single one has a giant tear or crack in it now. It's because they had healing properties and they don't want that stuff to exist anymore or anybody to know about it, in my opinion. for entertainment purposes.
That's what it was built for. Again, guys, all you need to do is research Tartaria, research the mud flood, research free energy technology and the Great Reset, and you're going to start to see things much differently. Also, look up all the excavations that happened in Europe where they uncovered buildings under the ground. Like, this is only maybe half this building, straight up. The rest is underground. And yeah, that's the truth. Peace and love.
It looks so happy.
All right, Dr. T's gonna hit you with one. All the lyrics that you hear these people singing, I love you, baby, I love you, mean more to me than every one of them. R&B, rock, all of them, every single one of them. In these songs, you're under the impression that they're singing about a person, a human being, that they're singing about someone. You just assume it, so it never even crosses your mind because it's socially engineered, and these are Luciferians, and they work by the principle of deception, meaning they have to fool you. Broke all the rules, played all the fools. They tell you about their Luciferian practices and all the music because they're the ones who actually write it. The Tavistock Institute of Human Relations. No human being is writing any music. All these stories about, well, we were in the studio and we suddenly got... It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit to deflect, to make you think these people are human. They're like us. They're not. These people are Luciferians. They practice the purest form of evil, and they are anything but human. You can see the shit these people do in the dark. When they're singing those songs, the lyrics, no matter what you hear with sound, those songs are all being sung to Lucifer, every single one of them. When you saw Alicia Keys sing that song about, you know, I love it, she's singing to Lucifer. They're all singing to Lucifer. They all do it, every single one of them. You heard Dolly Parton. She was with, what's her name from that show that's not on anymore, that Friends. I forget her name, man. She was married to Brad Pitt for
Jennifer
a while.
Aniston.
Anderson or something. What's her name? Anyway, she was with Dolly Parton, and she said, hail to the god,
Azel.
And he's a dark prince. He's one of the dark princes that works under Satan. They do this shit, man. This shit is real for these... Listen, you can think anything you want. These people have relationships with these dark forces, and they're talking about them. Gazelle, hail to the god Azel. Azel is actually a demonic demon, a fallen angel that gives these people powers because they're willing to pay homage and sacrifice and drink blood and do all this demonic eat shit and drink. I mean, all her songs are to Satan. All of them. You just think they're singing. All the stories that they're telling you about the songs are lies and a distraction. Dr. T has told you the truth. You can't deny it, Dr. T.
A viral claim says that on August 12th, the Earth will lose gravity for exactly 7 seconds.
I didn't feel it.
NASA has been secretly preparing for it. But here's where this story gets really interesting. Something extraordinary actually is happening in the sky that day. And the rumor centers around an alleged secret NASA program called Project Anchor. And according to the claim, intersecting gravitational waves will temporarily cancel Earth's gravity, sending people and objects obviously into the air before everything crashes back down only 7 seconds later. And the original Instagram video reportedly received around 62,000 likes and an unbelievable 268,000 shares before the creator's entire account disappeared. And that disappearance only made people more suspicious. But I haven't found any evidence that the project actually exists, and I'm not saying it doesn't, I just haven't been able to find anything to verify it clearly. However, August 12th is still going to be an incredible day in the sky. A total solar eclipse will pass over Greenland, Iceland, Spain, and parts of Portugal, causing the sun to go dark in the middle of the day. Then, only hours later, one of the year's largest meteor showers will peak beneath an almost completely moonless sky, potentially producing between 50 and 100 meteors per hour. And on that same day, millions of people will watch the sun go dark, obviously followed by a night sky filled with what looks like stars falling from heaven. And obviously, if you read your Bible, that immediately brings several scriptures to mind. Jesus said in Luke 21 that there would be signs in the sun, moon, and stars. And Joel spoke of the sun being turned to darkness before the day of the Lord. And Revelation describes the sun becoming dark and the stars of heaven falling towards earth. And I'm not saying anything is going to happen on the 12th as far as the end of the world, because we don't know the exact time or day. But what I am saying is that the Bible told us that there would be signs in the sun, moon, and stars. And we are seeing more and more moments that cause the entire world to look up at heaven and wonder what it all means. I love you guys. Keep your eyes on Jesus. God bless.
What the f are you wearing?
Diaper.
You're wearing a diaper? You're shitting around my food?
I didn't shit around your food, and I apologize if I'm not delivering DoorDash. I'm driving Uber. If I'm not driving Uber, I'm driving Lyft. I'm not driving Lyft. I'm working for Amazon. If I'm not working for Amazon, I'm selling at work. If I'm not selling at work, so I milk my dad out of his bar. So I don't have time to bother.
In a diaper?
You think I care? There's kids around here, man.
Yeah, I'm wearing a diaper, genius. I'm one of the kids.
That's disgusting. I'm gonna call the cops. Get away from my food.
This is fake.
You should take it back.
Fake.
Give me your...
All right, first off, what are you doing in that situation?
Basically, you need Pampers. Basically, that's bullshit.
Do you think that guy handled it the right way, or the woman handled it the right way, or do you think something else should have happened? Number one, no. Number two, we have grown men doing DoorDash in a diaper. Just let that sink in. Grown men delivering food in a diaper, and they think this is societally appropriate. What is wrong with our world?
Bro, that's not real, bro. Shut the fuck up. That was satire. But he could have. There is people doing that. I'm pretty sure they're just wearing pants. Listen.
That we've allowed.
I mean, they got furries that are doing it.
This level of degradation.
And then you talking about this dude in the pamper, but you got people in costumes and Chuck E. Cheese costumes, and it's for the kids though. But it's a grown man acting like a character in a costume for kids. I don't know. It's okay there.
Degradation to happen in society. That's my big thing. What happened to society that we allow this level of degradation to happen openly without saying anything?
I would blame it on a certain alphabet community that likes to publicize their fetishes and whatnot.
Like this is
it was
wild.
Them? Oh,
absolutely
no,
wild.
So, bro.
Let me know what you think in the comments.
There's a new scam for you to be concerned about. And why do I say that? Because an individual that went to a Wells Fargo ATM went to take out cash. And upon taking out cash, he noticed that the cash dispensed, but he couldn't get in to get the money. And the reason for that will blow your mind. Have a look at this video for yourself. Listen.
Check this out. I pulled out money, right? And look at this fake ass door they put. It looks just like the one in the back, right?
What the fuck?
It was Velcroed on there. I had to rip it open.
Somebody, damn.
To get my money.
Unbelievable.
Look at this shit.
Those are a lot different than our machines here in
somebody
Canada.
Scamming.
Somebody put this.
So they can't
when
get
it
the money, and
opens,
then somebody else will come over there and pop it up and take all the money.
It doesn't
people been
open
trying to put in
here,
it.
so the money's stuck in there.
Damn.
And that's, you see?
Unbelievable.
That's the real door.
Look at that.
Look at that shit.
Did they put that there, or
just
did
incredible to see? So the next time you head to an ATM, check to make
Okay,
sure that there's
somebody
not a
rigged it.
double door. Because as you can see, they Velcroed a door onto a
And
door that looks
markered it.
exactly like the original
That bitch got
door.
marker marked.
The money gets stuck behind there, but one of two things can happen. One, you may walk away and say to yourself, maybe it's not dispensing, let me call customer service. Or two, while you're fumbling and trying to get that second door open to get your cash that's behind that door, someone could come up behind you and you know what can happen next. And that's exactly how they stuck that other door onto the other door. As you could see, Velcro. So they took their time to design a door that looks exactly like the Wells Fargo door, just to do this. Unbelievable. This is how low the game has actually gotten. Double doors on the cash machine so that your money gets stuck and they can get it or get you when you're trying to get it out. Another thing to look out for when you go to an ATM, always check that the dispensary
I thought they said when we
door
switched
is
to
not
card, it was going to be a lot more
door
better or whatever.
has been messed with. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments.
Like,
and as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Honestly, what would be the maximum budget that you would want to spend?
30 mil.
Okay. Do you want to have one section, two sections, or three sections? There's 4 or 5 or 6 people in a section.
There's 8 minimum.
8 minimum. So now we're down to 58. The next one is the maximum range. So the longest trip from A to B, where do you think that would be 5 or 6 times a year?
I'd say maybe Dubai to London.
This is the range that you can go nonstop. Okay, so anywhere in Europe, you can make it to South Africa, and you can make it to Singapore. So this is 100% scale. Okay, so I'm 6 foot, I'm 180. This is the exact size. So the G550, this is what it looks like outside, and this is what it looks like inside. You can see it's got those 3 sections. This is the door that closes off, and you got that bedroom back there and the bathroom behind it. Really big kitchen. Flight attendant can prepare anything. Let's say this airplane, you're gonna fly it 350 hours a year, and you're gonna pay $450 a gallon. That airplane's gonna cost about $3.6 million a year to run it. To move furniture around is very, very expensive. If you wanted to change this couch to 2 chairs, it would cost about $400,000. When you have an airplane, the budget is broken up into 2 things. You got fixed cost and you have variable cost. Fixed cost is what you have to pay whether you fly 1 hour or 400 hours. Pilot salaries, it's the insurance, it's the hangar, all those things, whether you move the airplane or not, you pay. And then every hour you fly it, you have fuel, landing fees, catering, pilots, hotels. The variable cost per hour is $5,700. So if you're flying 400 hours a year, it costs you $4,000 an hour fixed cost, plus, so it's $9,500 an hour. And the more you fly it, the cheaper it gets.
3 things I cannot wrap my head around in this timeline. Number 1, in 4 months, it will be 2027. Yes, in 4 months, it can be 2027. 2027 in 4 months.
It's scary how fast this years went by.
Yeah.
What did you do last Easter? Say it right now in the comments. What did you do last Easter? I can't remember. I feel like it was like March last month, but in 4 months, it is going to be 2027. 2019 was 8 years ago. 2019 was 8 years. 2019 feels like a different world, a different lifetime, but 8 years? I don't remember it being 8 years ago. Maybe 5, maybe 4, but 8 years, almost a decade. I don't know. Am I bugging? Am I tripping? Is it wild? Let me know. Hold on, stop, think. Is time moving faster, or these big gaps of time? Or is there just so much stimulation and so many events happening with the internet and social media that everything is getting jarbled up? I can't tell the difference. I'm being honest. I cannot tell the difference, but it seems.
Conor Benn's extreme weight loss for his upcoming fight versus Ryan Garcia is raising major concerns among his fan base. Now folks, Conor Benn revealed that he had to lose almost 40 pounds from his normal walk-around weight of around 183 down to 147. So yeah, he's already made weight a month ahead, which is commendable in its own way. However, this begs the question, how will this affect his performance versus Ryan Garcia? The thing is, Ben hasn't competed in this weight class in 4 years, and his last fight versus Regis Prograis, which was at 150 catch weight, even though he was successful, it was quite underwhelming, with many saying this was mostly due to Ben being drained. Ryan Garcia, on the other hand, well, he seems okay. Again, the concern is more so on the consequences of Conor Benn losing almost 40 freaking pounds. Anyway, what are your thoughts about this? Let me know in the comments.
Well, if he pulls it off, he's gonna get paid a lot of money.
Woo! I thought you was bigger, bro. And I'm still bigger than you. Man, you're damn right. And I'm still bigger. Woo!
This weighs less than a motorcycle, and I'm about to fly it. Let me show you around. It's called the Hexa, and it's a one-seater drone. Ready?
All carbon fiber.
Look at this. This is your pilot helmet. Everything is carbon fiber, including parachute, a ballistic parachute in case. Look, no way. No problem. All right. Man, that was freaking insane, man. I cannot believe what just happened. That was unreal. I can't wait for this to actually come out in public. I just flew a drone, and I never flew anything.
I don't think he flew the drone. I think somebody was controlling it. They're trash.
Given your wrestling skills and background, did you ever consider jumping over to MMA?
Never, not once. I have friends that was in the MMA, friends that made it to the UFC, and you get $20,000 to show up and $20,000 if you win. So I walk out with $40,000, and back then Texas. They was getting $100,000 in sponsorships all together. They took that away, so now it's like, okay, so while you getting $40,000, I'm getting 10 times that. I just always felt like the amount of trauma that y'all gotta take y'all body through and y'all gotta endure for the least amount of money, it's not smart.
Given your wrestling skills and background, did you ever consider jumping over to
You know what else is not smart? Fighting for people. Man, whatever. Made a shitload of money, he said. Yeah, I was waiting for these guys to watch this. I guess there was a debate between Kansas Owens and this fucking loser over here. There was a debate. I seen it and I was waiting for it to start, but it never started. It was taking too long, and the guys were I was just like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I thought Kansas Owens was going to be there. But I guess they had a debate or something, and they were waiting to watch. It was like 3 white dudes, I think 4 white dudes, like an Asian guy and a black dude, and I was like, the other. Like at least 3 of them looked like they were military men, but I was waiting to see what was gonna happen, but nothing happened. But I guess they had a debate. This one chick was commenting on their show, talking about him. That shit was funny. They were laughing too at him. These fucking dude man. They're over here laughing at him because he's over here couldn't open a jar and that lady opened it.
Got Charlie Kirk and killed him.
Based on the evidence right now, I don't know, I'd say 75, 85%.
Candace?
0%?
0%.
I'm at 0.
etc. We're going to break down the highlights for you, and I'll give my 2 cents at the very end. No long intro from me. We're going to get right into it, starting with the question that PBD asked both of them very early on. Take a listen.
Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk. You, between 0 to 100, what is the likelihood that you think Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk and killed him?
Based on the evidence right now,
Charlie Kirk?
I don't know, I'd say 75, 85%.
Candace?
What? Charlie Kirk?
You think Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk and killed him? You, between 0 to 100, what is the likelihood that you think Tyler Robinson
Okay.
shot Charlie Kirk? Are you, between 0 to 100, what is the likelihood that you think Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk and killed him?
Based on the evidence right now,
You're talking about the guy who shot him?
I don't know, I'd say 75, 85%.
Candace?
0%?
0%.
I'm at 0.
So
with what we've seen in terms of the evidence, I'm at 0%.
Look, I'm not at all surprised that Candace would say 0% given some of the very strong claims that she's made about Tyler Robinson being a patsy or that Erica Kirk is quote-unquote complicit. But Andrew saying 75, 85%, that's like C, C+, B-. Not exactly super strong in terms of overwhelming, I would say, considering he's paying Candace $300,000 to debate her. Right, I just want to pull up this tweet from Andrew. This is from July 9th, and he says, quote, "The evidence is so overwhelming and damning in just this hearing alone," and he's talking about the preliminary trial, "that it boggles the mind anybody can still would certainly not equate 70."
I don't know if I want to watch this guy's shit. Like if he, like I'll watch him if he's reviewing, but he's also putting out statistics and stuff, and that's cool. But I ain't trying to say shit.
5% to quote unquote, "The evidence is so overwhelming and damning." And on top of that, if I paid $300,000, I would think I had a little stronger conviction than 75%. Anyway, so it goes. A big point of contention in this debate is them two arguing over what constitutes overwhelming evidence, because certainly one side could see a blurry image of someone they say is Tyler Robinson, connect that with some text messages that they say Tyler sent and say, yeah, I'm convinced that he did it. And the other side could look at that same evidence, the blurry image, plus that evidence of the text coming from Lance Twiggs and saying, well, he might be lying, so these images certainly can't prove anything. I'm convinced of the opposite. To me, that's just a matter of opinion and what colors your frame of mind, whether you trust the government or you trust, you know, non-governmental sources. But I will say one interesting point Candace did bring up in this debate is this Utah Rule of Evidence 1102, which allows the use of reliable hearsay to establish probable cause during criminal preliminary hearings, meaning that an assertion made outside the courtroom can be admitted, not necessarily they're not under oath, and there's no cross-examination. And a lot of this evidence is hearsay, like Tyler Robinson was here during this time or that time, he was wearing this hat, that hat, driving this car, that car. Now, I think all of this, without further corroboration, would be considered more hearsay than actual evidence, and that is the point of them arguing. back and forth of like, which evidence do you accept? Let's take a listen to this exchange.
What I am telling you is it's the exact same way that when you tweeted, I think that this evidence is overwhelming. When they say that looks like Tyler Robinson's car, he drives a similar car, okay? They are inferring that that's Tyler Robinson.
Can you walk me through the inference so that I understand?
It's not a fact. It's not a fact. When you show a blurry image, which you kept citing that we have
No,
images.
I'm talking about your inference that the fingerprints, even if they're degraded, equals Patsy. How do you get that inference?
I didn't say it equals Patsy. I think it is enough evidence that it should be explored, which is exactly what this preliminary was in the inverse.
That's not in dispute. What's in dispute is when you said, I'm using this as evidence that he could have been a Patsy. I'm asking, how do you get the inference to Patsy from that?
Because what I am saying is that it shows that somebody else had more DNA presence on that gun than Tyler Robinson did. So it is plausible, which is all they're doing. They're presenting plausibility based off of the facts, okay? It is plausible that somebody just took his gun and put it there. That's it.
Is there equally...
that's how it works.
And is there equally 100 other plausible explanations?
And just to remind everybody, that's the evidence that came up in court, that there were multiple DNA on the gun itself, not just Tyler Robinson.
I think that's the reason why most people are exploring when things don't make sense.
Got it.
So yes, at the beginning of that, this is how the court process works.
So
just so we're clear,
if there's 100 other plausible
explanations,
explanations, then Candace, why is it that we should go with this idea that it was a Patsy?
I'm not saying that we should go with the idea that it was a Patsy. I am saying that there is.
I thought that was the whole your whole claim today.
My whole claim was that there is more evidence that he is set up as a Patsy.
How does that equal evidence of Patsy?
I don't know how many times I can say this. Like I'm saying that I am using the exact same mechanism that you are accepting for some reason in the Utah courtroom.
Yeah.
Right. To say, I'm going to look at the evidence and I'm going to infer an alternative theory. So you just saw the states and you're accepting it. And they have not presented any concrete facts. You listed on your own Twitter that what you found to be convincing was something that looked like his car pulled into the driveway, a blurry image.
No, I didn't.
The standard white guy coming up the steps that could literally be anyone.
This never happened.
Can we get a fact check on that? Can we pull up his tweet where he goes over the
I didn't say that's what convinced me.
When you actually didn't say it's what convinced me, but you said this is the evidence that you found to be overwhelming, and you named, I believe, actually 5 things. I think you said it was his car. You said it was.
Well, there's multitudes of things that I find.
You just said you didn't say
evidence.
it, so we're going to get a fact check on that. You did.
Go ahead.
You said the blurry images coming up the steps. Quite literally, when Officer Bagley testified, they talk about when I'm talking about making inference. This is the most I thought was the most absurd testimony I've ever heard. And pardon me, it was actually David Hull. They asked him a question. How did you know the guy in the maroon shirt was the same as the guy that came up the stairs later that was wearing the American flag black shirt? And he said, they're wearing the same shoes.
I think the point here is that Andrew keeps saying that Candace has no evidence, just vibes or intuition. And Candace is saying, no, we're both doing the same thing here. We are both looking for evidence, hearsay evidence still at this point, and trying to come up with a plausible theory. It just depends on which side you trust, right? Andrew, obviously, he trusts more of the government, the information coming from the prosecution, and Candace is looking for alternative evidence, things that fall outside of that jurisdiction that make more sense to her, because she's saying there's a lot of plot holes in the Fed's theory, so she's looking for her own evidence to try to support her case. Again, that just comes down to who you trust more, right? I see a lot of holes with the Tyler Robinson theory, the 30-06, the multiple changes of clothes, the weird screwdriver situation, taking the gun apart, putting it back together. It all just kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. And there's alternative theories out there. I'm like, let's poke around, let's look at that and see if there's any kind of potential conspiracy happening. That's happened in the past. It might happen again. But I think the moment, or at least one of the 2 moments, but I think this might be the moment that everyone is going to be talking about, is Andrew's response when asked about this particular tweet that he made. He says, quote, "Feminists always claim misogyny doesn't protect women. But here I am claiming that Erica Kirk is too retarded to have participated in Charlie Kirk's assassination."